Let's see. Are we live? Almost live. Let's run it, dude. Instagram is live. YouTube is live. And we're ready to rock. And now I'm going to make a few adjustments. And no more Instagram live chat on the screen. Now we got YouTube live chat on the screen only. If you want to be in the chat, talking with everybody, I would go to YouTube. The chat's more live on YouTube. And I'm going to make my chat live on YouTube as well on this side. Okay, cool. So now we are good to go. Looking good, looking good. Just started the live stream, guys. Thank you for joining. And we got Pinky up here. Pinky, where are you, buddy? Where are you, dude? Where are you at? You guys see Pinky up here? There he is. What's up, dude? What? Oh, you getting crazy? Calm down, bro. Calm down. Pinky's up here. He's hanging out with us. He's in this little eco tank that I got, that I've had for 6 months now, growing plants in there. There's all real plants. He's a little baby guppy. He's one of my babies. And we're going to get going, guys. We're waiting for people to join on the YouTube side. What's the word for the day? Bro, we got 48 Laws of Power. Wall Bobby and the other guys on Instagram. If you're wanting to join the chat, I highly suggest jumping on YouTube. Link is in my bio. And you'll see we're going to be more active on the YouTube chat. State Line, good morning, brother. How are you, man? Good to have you. I just fired it up, and I'm going to warm up our stream today with the 48 laws. I know, State Line, you've been hearing me talk about 48 laws forever, and I never seem to be getting around to it. And so today I'm going to start with it, bro, and then maybe end with it. So we'll go through the 48 laws. We'll look at the first one. The first one is interesting. It's all right. I think it gets juicier as it goes. I haven't read the book, so we're going to find out. And then we're going to jump into President Trump, some live stuff that's happening right now as we speak. And then I'm going to show you a little photography. So just a tiny bit. We're not going to get too deep into that stuff, but we're going to warm up with it. Good to hear, State Line. So far, so good, man. You know, it's a Monday. A lot of admin stuff to do. A lot of stuff that I got to get done after I finish the stream with you guys today. And we're going to have a good time with it. So you can see Pinky up here, right? State Line, can you see him right here? Look at him. Look at him. Look at him go crazy. Look. What's up, dude? All right. So there's Pinky. He's my little baby guppy. I got all the brothers and sisters over there. So what's up, Taka on Instagram? Listen, again, come over on YouTube if you want to chat with everyone. I'm going to put my Instagram chat to the side, and if I see it, I see it. If I don't, I'm sorry, but it is what it is. All right. Because YouTube is just where all the action is, and that's how we're going to run that. All right. So, we got that going. We got Discord going. We got a bunch of stuff that we're going to do with President Trump, which is live at this moment. Let me just make sure he's on. Yep, he's on. And so if I go like, let's see, if I do one of these, you can see he's sitting there behind it. All right, guys, here's my coffee. All right. Now, let's put Pinky aside real quick. Let's move him over here. And we got the 48 laws. Johnny Twofer, what's up, buddy? Good afternoon. I guess a good morning here in SoCal, but good afternoon. So these are the 48 laws of power. We're just going to take a quick peek at it, and then we'll move on to current events. We got Trump in the White House with the Prime Minister of Australia. Woke Australia, woke nation. If you can believe it, they're more woke than the United States. I didn't know that was possible, but I guess Australia is trying really hard to outdo us, and they won. They have outdone us. Johnny from Florida, what's up, buddy? I don't know if you'd be too excited about Australia, bro. They're so woke. They're like the opposite of Florida. Ron DeSantis would lose his mind in Australia, bro. Here is the 48 laws of power, and we're gonna start. Literally, this is our first day starting with the 48 laws, and here's the first law, guys. Here we go. The first law is never outshine the master. And so, I don't know, we're just going to start here. As I said, I think the laws get more exciting as we go and more debatable and controversial. But Robert Greene is the author, guys. It's a wonderful book, and we're going to jump right in. It says, never outshine the master. Always make those above you feel comfortable. Always make those above you feel comfortably superior. In your desire to please and impress them, do not go far in displaying your talents, or you might accomplish the opposite by inspire fear and insecurity. Make your masters appear more brilliant than they are, and you will attain the heights of power. So there's a lot to unpack there. I'm not going to get too deep into it, but I think it's pretty obvious what he's trying to say there is basically, bro, if you have a master that you're learning from and you know you can grow from, it probably won't do you much. It won't do a lot for you if you're going to go ahead and compete with your master and show off to your master. Because the master is there trying to teach you and give you all the knowledge and skill or whatever it is that you're trying to get from your master. So take from that what you will. That's number one. Should we go to number two really quick? I think I want to go to number two. Let's go to law number two. And here is law number two, guys. Ooh. This one might be a little more juicy. Here we go. Let me do a little tiny zoom, tiny zoom. And let's see what you guys are saying in chat. Let's see what you guys are saying in chat here. You guys are, we got Royal Ramble back, who disagrees with us on a lot of things, but he's back. Good to have you back, buddy. I like to have open dialogue even with those I don't agree with.
That's amazing.
Let's see. State line. Johnny says, I would never live in Australia. Yeah, Australia's super woke, and it is what it is, man. They literally they succeeded in out-woking the woke nation of America. They have done it. They're even more woke than California, bro. Can you believe it? So if you guys don't know, now you know Australia is off the deep end, bro. State line says, a lot of people perceive that book differently. Great read and works well for the corporate world, especially. I think there's a lot that we can relate to. You know, I think there's a lot in the book that can be related to lots of things in life. I believe if I know Robert Greene well enough, I like Robert Greene a lot, and I love what he has to say. And I have a couple clips that I'll play from him. If you want to know who he is, maybe I'll just play it for you now so you can see what's up, and we can go straight from there because he's the man. Where's our boy, dude? Where's our boy, Robert Greene? I'm always saving clips for him because he just drops knowledge on us. Where's he at, dude? Let's just go Robert Greene, IG. Let's see what he says. Oh, he actually gave us something from, he actually gave us one here. Look, check this out. Here is Robert Greene. And he talked about never
engrave in your brain.
He talked about never outshine the master. Here we go.
This is the most important law in power that I want you to engrave in your brain right now as you listen to it. Everybody has insecurities and has an ego. And the worst thing you can do for your boss, for your colleagues, for the people underneath you is to violate their ego, to make them feel insecure. You will pay a price for it. But you got to let the person above you take some of the credit, take some of the glory. Otherwise, they're going to be wondering about you. They're going to be thinking that you
Man, the music again, once again.
think that you're better than them. They will resent you. They will work against you. They will betray you in the end. This is the
Okay. Where is the part that he was just talking to us here? Oh, this one I think.
You're never going to have anything successful in life if you're just copying what other people are doing. So you have to be willing to be original, to be weird, and to go out on a limb and to express your true feelings and what's really going on inside of you. So if you listen too much to what other people are telling you, your work will just be a pale imitation of what the latest meme is on social media. It'll have no originality to it and it'll die very quickly. On the other hand, if you just care about your own thoughts and ideas and you have no objective voice, nobody who can say this is good or bad, you're just going to write like a schizophrenic, like a madman. So you need a balance. You need people you trust in your life who can give you honest feedback and say this is good or this is crap. But you also have to have confidence in your own voice and say, I don't care what they're saying on social media. I know this is great. Other people have said as well. And I'm just going to be a rebel. I'm just going to stand by what I say and put it out there. You're never going to have anything successful.
So that's huge. That's one thing that it took me a long time to learn, guys. So we'll probably get around to that power sometime soon. But I'm right now on power number 2. We just read the first one together. And
tell your story about your uncle, where he told you about. Remember, you told me a story about when you go and work for when you go to learn and work for someone. Do you remember that story?
yeah. So Miss Medication is with us live, as she's saying for me to tell you a story about my uncle. So, I have, just in general, I'll just tell you a story. I have an uncle that's very super, like insanely successful. And one thing that he taught me was since I was very young was it's kind of escaping me because I was thinking about a whole bunch of other things, but what it was along the lines of be eager to learn. Always be listening to people that are smarter than you, and don't act too smart. Don't, even if you know what you're talking about, or you may know some other points that you want to interject, or you want to say to people. If you're trying to absorb and learn and grow. I don't think he said act dumb, but he said don't, basically the first law, which is don't outshine the master. Chill out and tone it down and kind of, I guess in a sense, play dumb or play eager to learn. Be eager to learn, more importantly, and absorb what is out there and what people will be more likely to drop knowledge on you. When you make people feel good and feel smarter than you, they're more likely to drop whatever knowledge it is they have on you, and they'll do it more openly and without like seeing you as a threat. So I think that's the first one. The second thing I was going to mention is so being original. I grew up and what was the video we just watched? We just watched Robert
You're
Greene.
never going to have anything successful in life if you're just copying what other people are doing. So you have to be willing to be original, to be weird, and to go out on a limb and to express your true feelings and what's really going on inside of you. So if you listen too much to what other people are telling you, your work will just be a pale imitation of what the latest meme is on social media. It'll have no originality to it and it'll die very quickly. On the other hand, if you just care about your own thoughts and ideas and you have no objective voice, nobody who can say this is good or bad, you're just going to write like a schizophrenic, like a madman. So you need a balance. You need people you trust in your life who can give you honest feedback and say this is good or this is crap. But you also have to have confidence in your own voice and say, I don't care what they're saying on social media. I know this is great. Other people have said as well. And I'm just going to be a rebel. I'm just going to stand by what I say and put it out there. You're never going to have any.
So this has honestly been one of the challenges for me as a person growing up is I paid too much attention to what other people told me, especially friends, close friends and family, especially family and friends, because we all put a lot of weight on what our close friends tell us, and we think our close friends know what's right for us. And I think his point here is that, yes, it's important to pay attention to them, but not let it drive your actions, not let it affect what you do. If you have to be able to decipher and kind of decide for yourself what you should listen to from the outside world and from your friends and family and people closest to you, and what to filter out. You got to decide what is it that you're doing. You know best what you're doing, what's in your head, what's your plan, what path you're on. You know what's best for you and for that path. Unfortunately, guys, a lot of your friends are jealous. And here's the craziest part is the people that are the most jealous of you are the people that know you the best. Why? Because they know of all your successes. They know of all the things you're good at. They know all the ways that you're an amazing human. They know all that stuff. And nobody can be as jealous as the people that know you best, because they don't know all the things about you. And so that's why you got to be careful, man. When I look back on what I'm doing now and where I've taken myself, and I look back at, the things that I'm doing now that I was trying to do before, but I had friends kind of, tell me, no, what are you doing? That's kind of, that's not going to work. Or what do you think people are going to want to do that? And they're going to pay you to do this and all this kind of stuff. And they said that with business, with, even with this that I'm doing now with you guys. And so I unfortunately listened to a lot of people growing up, and I shouldn't have. I should have just stuck to what I knew was right in my own head and moved forward. And I would have gotten where I wanted to go a lot sooner. Probably would have taken me half the time it took. So you have to be able to decide who you listen to. I say listen to your friends, but just listen. Don't take it for, the absolute of what you should be doing and what's right or wrong for you. So that's a good one. Robert Green, is this that's his Insta? Yes. And so State Line says, I always thought he was a misrepresentation of his works, just external appearances. Chat can partake too, please. Chat can partake. Ramble is talking about stuff. Patriots for Truth, what's up? Patriots for Truth. Did you change your name? Are you Truth, bro? Okay, and then State Line says, I think politics and media is a toxic relationship at this point. Makes me curious why they've never readdressed Smith-Munt, but they're all using it to their advantage. Political theater. Oh, Royal asked. Royal says that State Line said that Royal asked what I think about Trump silencing media. Royal, you're asking me what I think about that. How do you feel about Trump trying to silence certain media outlets? I don't think Trump is. And I don't think it's very subjective. If Royal, if Trump wanted to silence media, they would have been silenced a long time ago. These Jimmy Kimmels and stuff like that are like getting canceled and then put back on. Donald Trump has been talking out against those guys, and he gave us his opinion about those guys a long time ago. And if he wanted them canceled and he had the power to cancel them, he would have done it a long time ago. What's happening now, in my opinion, purely business decisions. And if those guys are losing money and their ratings are in the toilet, bro, as a businessman myself, they need to make a change. Either get rid of the guy or at the very least have him start talking about different stuff. So, that's my take on that. I don't think Trump is doing that. Here's the thing about Trump. Trump will say whatever he wants, and he doesn't care if you think he's the one that canceled social media just because he gave you his opinion. And I love that about Trump. He does what he wants, says what he wants. You can interpret it however you want to interpret it. And that's your thing, bro. It's all how you want to digest information, in my opinion. Julianne says, I read Green 48 Laws of Power. More worth it for the interesting stories than the wisdom. Well, it's all good. We're going to go through it and check it out and see how we apply it to life and, let's say, politics and all kinds of stuff. Elmo says, the ultimate human instinct is to have an equal mindset towards what is best for humanity as your engaged people as well as yourself. If you're always trying for the best outcome for all, it is W. Thank you, man. W, Elmo, bro. David says in chat, he says, after reading that book, you're now stupid. Thank you, bro. Appreciate the comment. Thanks for joining the conversation. Not sure what you're trying to say there, but it's all good, bro. We'll figure it out as we go, okay? We'll figure it all out. We're in this together. Guys, we're alive on the earth together. It's very interesting. It's very cool. And let's go like, let's see. Can I do this right here? Where am I at? Where am I at? All right, cool. Boom. Law number two, guys. Let's check this out. Law number 2 is never put too much trust in friends. Learn how to use enemies. Judgment. So it says, be wary of friends. They will betray you more quickly. Damn it, I just literally talked about that. I didn't even know this was coming up. Be wary of friends. They will, let me just move this out of the way because it's kind of getting in the image and might be jacking it up for you guys. They will betray you more quickly, for they are easily aroused to envy. They also become spoiled and tyrannical. But hire a former enemy, and he will be more loyal than a friend, because he has more to prove. In fact, you have more to fear from friends than from enemies. If you have no enemies, find a way to make them. Damn, bro. Royal says, are you Armenian? No, I'm not. My parents are from Iran. I'm of Persian descent. I'm born and raised in California. Okay, so this is a big one, guys. I just talked about this. Be wary of your friends, man. Be wary of friends. Friends are great, but they, a lot of times can be your worst enemies. And as I said, man, in the past, I put way too much. I put way too much weight on what friends told me, and I should have just been focused more on my thing and moved, and knowing that I know what's best for my path, not my friends, not my family. In this, you can also add family. So it says here, be wary of friends. I say be wary of friends and family. And because as I told you, they know most about you. They're the people that can be the most jealous of you because they know you. And, humans are the way they are, man. If they see you as, wow, this guy is becoming better than me. He's starting to outshine me. Let me put a stop to that. Or hopefully he doesn't get too cool. And hopefully he's not too cool or more successful than me, or, hopefully he doesn't find a chick that's hotter than my chick, or something like that, bro. Like, it's just, humans are the way they are, we all have a little bit of this and that in us. So it is what it is. Just stay focused. Know that you know what's best for yourself. And I think that's good. That's for our 48 laws. That was fun. We did that. And in chat says, that's why I don't have friends. Yeah, Tamara. I have friends, but I reduce the amount of weight I put into the words they say. You know what I mean? When they talk about what's good or bad for me, I realize I gotta put less weight to that. Way less weight. I put way too much weight. Forever, I let my friends and my family drive what I do. Now I reduce that weight down, way down. I know what's best for me. I am living my life. I am smart as fuck. You know what I mean? So I know what I'm doing. And the more I believe in myself and the more I stay on my path, the more I stay true to myself, the better it's going to be, man. So Julianne says, I'm Armenian, 25%. Julianne, awesome. Very cool. A little bit of a mutt there. Right on. Royal Ramble says Armenian. He looks Armenian. Persian makes sense though. Yeah, I get a lot of things. I get Greek a lot. I get Italian. I get Armenian. I get sometimes Arab, but I'm of Persian descent. Elmo says perception is reality. If they perceive or we perceive them, it is and so it shall. It is and so it shall be. Yes, sir. State Line says enemies create friction. Friends create false comfort. Which one is most conducive to progress? Friction, in my opinion. DV says, may I ask what's the name of the book that you displayed? It's the 48 Laws of Power. Here you go. It's the 48 Laws of Power. Let me zoom out so you can see it. Zoom out a little more. It's the 48 Laws of Power by Robert Greene. Here you go. And I'm just kind of going through the laws. Yeah. Yep. So we're gonna do that from time to time. We're just gonna go through some of the laws together and talk about it. All right. And then I'm gonna jump into some videos. So we're gonna jump into Trump live and all that kind of stuff because we have Trump on here too. And we got also Senator Kennedy talking about some government shutdown stuff. We're gonna get into that in a sec. Really quick, I'm just gonna run through. Let me see if this works. Does this work? Whoa, that's all over the place there. We're gonna go like this, move some things around, and here is some. Let's see, how does that look on your screen? I'm upside down on your screen. Holy cow! What is going on with that? That is all over the place. That is weird. Let's go here and go there. All right. This is a sunrise photography. I have a few spots that I go to and I photograph the sunrise. This is one of the sunrises one day. You could see that right there. And I do some edits sometimes. I have some different settings that I choose and I kind of like this OG look right here. And so I just was going to run through this. This is this morning sunset. Sunrise. And this is what it looks like out there. Look at that. And it's peeking out. So this was literally this morning at 7 a.m. in Orange County, guys, if you're wondering where that is. And some of these, we got some of the birds in there chilling. And here's another one. You guys see that on your screen or no? Yeah? Yeah, yes, no? I think so. Anyway, this is some photography. I love taking sunrise photography. Here are some more. Let's see if I can show you some more. Here's another day. This is a cool spot, and the sun is just coming up. I go get that sunlight viewing early in the morning. And then again, I got some different settings that I put on these. There's a black and white, which doesn't look really great, but here's some nice coloration. Look at that, dude. Anyway, so there's that. You want to see a cool one? Let's see if we got a cool. Here's a good one. How about this one? Look at this. Damn, bro, look at that. So this is a nice, beautiful sunset. There's some different ways that I can adjust this. This is a film look. This right here is how it looks normally. And then this is when I put one of my looks on it where I kind of make it pop a little bit. And then sometimes I like to tone it down and play with some of these colors. So give it a little contrast and some saturation. Not too much, just a little bit. Anyway, so this is some of the fun stuff I like to do. This is a nice, beautiful sunset. I mean, God, I keep saying sunset, bro. Sunrise. But anyway, there we go. There we have it. Saw some of that. Julianne says, coincidentally, great-grandpa was a professional photographer. W, great-grandpa. Hell yeah, I love to hear that. I love photography. I do it every day. This camera that you see right here is around my neck every day. Literally, I walk around with this thing every single day. And I love taking pictures. And guys, we live in a unique time where we take pictures and people can see who their parents were. I can have great grandkids and they'll know what I look like. But we will never know what our great grandparents look like. Right? Think about that. We never know what our great grandparents look like. Do you know? I don't know. Unless some amazing artist, right? Some amazing artist took pictures, we will never know. So, but now we live in a time where we got these cameras, these videos. Forever they will know what we look like, right? So why not take pictures of not just us, but the world and the people around us, the people we love. So there's that. And there's one last thing I'm going to show you guys. Before we jump into the videos. And that is this right here. This is my website. And these are some photography, some pictures I took. So I told you I like photography, and Julianne, you're talking about photography. You want to see some cool pics? Let me show you. These right here are some of my pics, some of my photos I've taken. You can see some of the sunrises. I love this pic right here. This one here is the October moon. Look at this sunrise here. This is another beautiful picture. Love this one. It looks like it's out of like a freaking video game or something like that. But anyway, guys, here's another one. And some more here. Anyway, love photography, and that's enough of that. Let's jump in. Trump went live today, and he was with the Prime Minister of Australia. The only place in the world that is more woke than California, guys. And that's who came to the White House today. And let's jump right in. Okay, here we are. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
And they know that. So they went in. They went in, and I don't believe it was the leadership, but they had some rebellion in there among themselves, and they killed some people. You know, a lot of people. But this is a violent group. You know, you probably noticed over the last 100 years, this is a very violent group of people, and they got very rambunctious, and they did things that they shouldn't be doing. And if they keep doing it, then we're going to go in and straighten it out, and it'll happen very quickly and pretty violently, unfortunately.
On the
project.
Yeah, just following up on that question, when you say we are going to eradicate Hamas,
Yeah.
who is we? Does that include American boots on the ground?
No, it won't be on the ground at all. We don't.
There should be Australian today.
You see what I mean?
See you, Royal Ramble. Go handle it, man. We'll catch you on the next one. Julianne, love how you stated that. Trump's beef with Australia is that they won't take our cow meat. Trump's beef is that they won't take our beef.
That's a big boy. It must be a very important country we're dealing with. Huh? Did you want to move your camera over here? Or are we going to have a side shot? What are you moving over here? Go ahead. Who are you shooting for? Where's the pool? Right.
Come on, guys. Figure it out. Figure it out. Let's go. Let's go. Let's
Fantastic
go.
place. You have the Prime Minister of Australia. Fantastic place. A lot of friends over there, and this is one of them right here. The Prime Minister is, as you know, Anthony Albanese, and he's highly respected. Done very well in his election, and I hear you're very popular today, right? I mean, it varies from day to day, but with all of us. But he's done a fantastic job as the Prime Minister. We're here to talk about trade, submarines.
State line, I didn't know that was true, man. He says Australia is in bad shape for oil and supermarket goods, possibly running on fumes with 30 to 60 days left. Maybe if they weren't putting people in those, what were those detention centers for COVID? What were those things, man? If they weren't playing around being so woke, maybe they could take care of their country.
Lots of other military equipment. They're big orderers of our great military equipment. We have the best equipment anywhere in the world by far. And, ooh, you gotta watch that. Watch that. You're not allowed to break that. That mirror is 400 years old. The camera just hit the mirror. Ay, ay, ay. I just moved it up here special from the vaults, and first thing that happens, the camera hits it.
You hear what he's saying? One of the camera guys hit one of the mirrors that Trump brought from like the vault. He says, I decided to bring it out from the vault. I put it in here. The first thing that happens, the camera guy hits it. Oh my God, bro. What are you guys doing? Come on now.
What the?
Special from the vaults, and first thing that happens, the camera hits it. Hard to believe, isn't it? Hard to believe.
I loved. Come on, bro. How do you not love Trump? He's the great white hope, guys.
The great white hope. The great white hope. How did you become gay?
Uh-oh, wrong button. Sorry.
The great white hope.
That's amazing. In life. So we're going to be here. Ay, ay, ay.
Ay, ay, ay. Look at him.
Just moved it up here special for that. You're not allowed to break
Look
that.
at him.
That mirror is 400 years old. The camera just hit the...
He says you're not allowed to break that mirror. It's 400 years old.
You're not allowed to break that. That mirror is 400 years old. The camera just hit the mirror. Ay, ay, ay. Just moved it up here special from the vaults, and first thing that happens, the camera hits it. Hard to believe, isn't it? Hard to believe. But these are the problems in life. So we're going to be here to talk about lots of different things, and we might take a few questions.
Is just taking it to the next level, seizing those opportunities.
Fantastic place. And, a lot of friends over there, and this is popular today, right?
Min, what's up, man? Yes, he speaks the quiet parts out loud, and we love him for that. Where Biden said nothing. Actually, he said what the things he was supposed to say were kept quiet.
It varies from day to day, but with all of us. But he's done a fantastic.
Sam, we're going to talk about government shutdown in a second. We got Kennedy talking about it here, so we're going to get to that video after this.
Job as the Prime Minister. We're here to talk about trade, submarines, lots of other military equipment. They're big orderers of our great military equipment. We have the best equipment anywhere in the world by far. And ooh, you got to watch that. Watch that. You're not allowed to break that. That mirror is 400 years old. The camera just hit the mirror. Ay, ay, ay. I just moved it up here special from the vaults, and first thing that happens, the camera hits it. Hard to believe, isn't it? Hard to believe. But these are the problems in life. So we're going to be here to talk about lots of different.
Min, what kind of pen are you ordering? What kind of pen? I love pens. I'm a huge pen freak. What kind of pen are you ordering? And have you seen this pen right here? Did I show you this pen yet? Min? Min, have you seen this pen yet? Looking for a felt tip that has the metal support. Oh, no. Dude. One day we'll go through some pens. This one is, let's see if I can go like this. This is a Mont Blanc Special Edition James D Limited. They only made like, I think, a couple thousand of these. I found out ST DuPont the other day. Yeah. Look at this thing. This is a fountain pen. It's a Mont Blanc, and you can see I got red ink in it right now. But this is a beautiful James Dean sterling silver with, I think it's rosewood. This top piece is rosewood. And this is made to look like a couple things. One is a switchblade, you know, that he had in one of his movies for James Dean. You hit the button there, and the blade would come out. And then this right here is to resemble a double-barrel shotgun. So if you look at this clip right here, It's in the shape of a shotgun. You see it from the side? Let's see if you can see that right there. See that? You can see it right there. And then this top piece, if you look right here, it's made out of silver, and it's the $1 bill. See that? Very cool. Very, very cool. Anyway, let's go back. Let's go back to our video, bro. Here we go.
Things, and we might take a few questions before, but we are discussing critical minerals and rare earths, and we're going to be signing an agreement that's been negotiated over a period of 4 or 5 months. And it was sort of good timing that we got it done just in time for the visit. And we worked together very much on rare earths, critical minerals, and lots of other things. And we've had a very good relationship. We've been working on that for quite a while. In about a year from now, we'll have so much critical mineral and rare earths that you won't know what to do with them. They'll be worth about $2. But in the meantime, we're working with Australia and other countries. They're working with us too. But other countries also on that. But we're really working on anything having to do with military protection, military ships, vehicles, guns, ammunition, everything, the whole thing. We've been long-time allies, and I would say there's never been anybody better. We fought wars together. We never had any doubts, and it's a great honor to have you as my friend. It's a great honor to have you in the United States of America. Please, would you like to say something?
Well, thank you so much, Mr. President.
Min, I agree. There's different pens for different projects, but I've been loving fountain pens more than anything. It's just actually makes me want to take more notes just to use beautiful pens. You know what I mean? So State Line is a pen fanatic too. Yeah, the pens are just a joy to use. And Min, I found that when I have nicer pens, it makes me want to journal even more. And I do. I actually journal a lot because of that. I'm curious what kind of journal you use, Min. I used to use Leuchtturm's, and now I use Traveler's notebooks. You can kind of see that right there, maybe. Right there. Let's see if I can get that in there. Anyway, but curious to see what you use. My peripheral, State Line says my peripheral neuropathy makes writing suck though, and I miss doing it. Man, that sucks. I would hate to have a difficult time writing, man. That would suck. That would definitely suck. If you're a pen freak, here's another one. This is James Purdy, another limited edition Mont Blanc. Oh, your fingers hurt, man. That sucks. This is another beautiful piece. This is a James Purdy edition. I love pens that have a combination of wood and metal. And that's why I have these ones. And I have a couple others, but these are my two ultimate favorite ones that I use. Beautiful pens to write with. And Min, I used to write with these little yellow pens that have felt tips. I don't know if you've ever used these. I used to take lots and lots of notes with these little, let me see if I can find them here. There is one, not this one. I have used this before. So here's a pen that I used. I used to use these before. Min, have you ever used these Micron pens? These are good to write with. And I don't have those yellow pens, but I had colored yellow pens. I like different color pens when I take notes to use different colors for different things. Just looking at that one, yeah, this is a great pen. This is the 0.5 size. This is the tip on the 0.5. They have different sizes. You can see here, this is the 05. These are great pens for note taking, and I think they're very permanent, I believe. But these are these are smaller notebooks. These are the Leuchtturm books. And I like them either with these dots. I don't like lines. I either like these dots or nothing at all, just blank pages. So you can see that these are just little dots. So either like this or just blank pages. And that's what I took. I have books of these and the bigger ones full of notes and journaling. So anyway, for what that's worth. There it is. And let's go back.
President, for the invitation here to the White House and for showing us around the improved Oval Office, and for what you're doing around here as well, and for the great honour as well of my delegation staying just across the road. We could have walked, but they didn't let us. We drove all of 20 metres there from Blair House, but it's a great honour to be able to stay there. We are great friends and we're great allies, and this is a relationship that's been forged in the battlefields of the world. We have stood side by side for freedom and democracy, and congratulations, I must say, Mr. President, on the work that you've done with the Middle East. It's an extraordinary achievement. And on defence, we've already had a discussion about taking it to the next level. Our defence and security partnership with AUKUS is so important for us, and I thank you for the support that the administration are giving as well. You've had the Chief of the Navy here as well, which will play obviously a very critical role with the subs and increasing the security for the region and the world. And our economic relationship is so important. The US has a trade surplus with Australia, as you know, and we can continue to take what is every opportunity to improve the relationship even further and make it even stronger. And today's agreement on critical minerals and rare earths is just taking it to the next level, seizing those opportunities which are before us to take our relationship to that next level. And it's been fantastic, the contact that we've had together, the friendship that we've developed. And Australians love America, and I think America.
What's up, Le Greek? Welcome back, buddy. Good to have you. And guys, there are some issues with Amazon Web Services, which nowadays run like half the internet. So if there are some issues, try State Line said try restarting, and that should fix the problem.
Americans kind of like Australia too.
We do.
And as we go forward, I think that today will be seen as a really significant day in our relationship. So I thank you very much, Mr. President.
Well, thank you very much, Anthony. It's an honor to sign this, and we'll do it now. And then we'll take some questions. Some good ones, I think. Okay.
Well, this is a $8.5 billion pipeline that we have ready to go.
That's right. It's all ready to go.
Just getting started.
And we're doing a real job on rare earth. And many.
Bruno, sorry to hear that, man. Guys, is anyone else having the same trouble Bruno's having? He's saying that my podcast is freezing every 3 seconds. Is anyone else having that problem?
Other things, perhaps I could ask John to say a few words, and then we'll exchange papers. But just how are we doing on your naval purchases and all of the submarines that we're working on with Australia? How's that going?
Thank you, Mr. President. Obviously, Australia is a very important ally of ours in the Indo-Pacific and in every battle. They fought with us since World War I and have always been side by side. The facility that they're building, Surf West, is critical and very important to our
So Min, it's coming in good, nice and solid for you.
Our
Is it just Bruno?
ability to project power in the Indo-Pacific and work with our allies. So we're working very closely. I think what we're really trying to do is take the original AUKUS framework and improve it for all three parties and make it better and clarify some of the ambiguity that was in the prior agreement. So it should be a win-win for everybody. So.
And the submarines that we're building for Australia are starting to really move along, right? The process is getting very exciting, isn't it?
We're getting better.
That's good. Very good.
It's going to be great.
Thank you very much. Maybe we'll hold this up. Okay.
The AUKUS submarine, the AUKUS defence pact that the Prime Minister just mentioned, it is a critical issue for Australia.
Yes.
You haven't really spoken much about it publicly. It was a deal that was done under Joe Biden to sell submarines to Australia at a time when you're not really making enough for your own needs. So can you tell us, have you gotten across the details of the deal? Do you support it, and will you honour it?
It was made a while ago, and nobody did anything about it, and it was going too slowly. We do actually have a lot of submarines. We have the best submarines in the world, anywhere in the world, and we're building a few more currently under construction. And now we're starting, we have it all set. With Anthony, we've worked on this long and hard, and we're starting that process right now, and I think it's really moving along very rapidly, very well.
But if the rate of submarine production doesn't continue, how can you guarantee Australia will get the votes?
Oh, it's getting, oh no, they're getting.
Mr. President, at least 32 people have been killed in those.
Excuse me, you're next.
Thank you.
Go ahead.
China's bad behavior has really only gotten worse since the AUKUS partnership was formed. With that in mind, is the door open for Australia to get additional nuclear-powered submarines or other military capabilities not already in the deal?
I think China's been very respectful of us. They're paying tremendous amounts of money to us as in the form of tariffs. As you know, they're paying 55%. That's a lot of money. They never were paying anything over years and years and years. But they were like anybody else. A lot of countries took advantage of the U.S. They're not taking advantage anymore. No, China's paying 55% and a potential 155% come November 1st unless we make a deal. And I'm meeting with President Xi. We have a very good relationship. We're going to be meeting in South Korea in a couple of weeks. And we'll see what we can do. We have a very good relationship with China, but you know, it's been probably a little bit like your relationship with China. They try and take advantage, but most countries do. I mean, I can say the European Union took advantage, but not anymore. We worked out a very fair trade deal. Japan, we worked out a very fair deal. South Korea, where I'll be meeting President Xi, we worked out a very fair deal. And I expect we'll probably work out a very fair deal with President Xi of China. So most of you will be with us. It's going to be very exciting. And I think we're going to work out something that's good for both countries.
Are you at least interested in expediting? Excuse me. Are you at least interested in expediting the nuclear-powered subs to Australia?
Well, we are doing that. Yeah, we're doing that. we have them moving very, very quickly.
Yeah, please. Mr. President, I don't think you've ever been to Australia. Have you thought about?
Thanks, State Line. State Line just put the link to our Discord. Please, guys, if you guys want to hang out and chat with us offline and share clips and videos and things, feel free to go to the Discord and hit us up and join us on there.
Coming to Australia and trying out some of the golf courses.
I would, and I actually have been to Australia, and I did play one of your great golf courses. They have great golf courses there, but I have been to Australia actually.
Would you come again?
Oh, I would. In fact, I've been invited to go, and I'll have to give it serious consideration. No, it's a real possibility.
Did the Prime Minister invite you today?
He did.
And perhaps we could time it, must be said, with the President's Cup that Australia hosts as well.
When is the President's Cup?
We'll organise it at a time suitable for you, Mr. President.
Please, in the back, please. Yeah, in the back, please.
Yeah, Mr. President, the Prime Minister mentioned that there's a trade imbalance that's very heavily in America's favour. Why does America slap such heavy tariffs on a friend and ally?
Well, we don't, yeah. Well, we do in some cases. We do in many cases because we've been treated unfairly. But actually, the tariffs are very light. The one thing is you buy a lot of airplanes, so that helps because you buy a lot of the beautiful Boeings, the best of the Boeings. Boeing, and by the way, Boeing is really doing well. They have lots of orders, and they're really doing.
What's up, James? Welcome, bro.
Great job. They make a great plane. But Australia, because of its location, which is great, but one of the things dictated by that location is you have to order a lot of airplanes. So I guess we have that advantage. They need a lot of airplanes in Australia, and that gives us a little bit of an.
Yeah,
President.
Yeah, your Secretary of War, Pete Hegseth, in his Shangri-La speech in, I think it was May, warned about the potential likelihood or threat of President Xi ordering an invasion of Taiwan. 2027 is also the year that Fleet-Based West is supposed to start rotating those US and UK submarines. Do you see AUKUS as a deterrent for China in the Indo-Pacific?
Yeah, I do. I think it is, but I don't think we're going to need it.
What's up, Nathan?
I think we'll be just fine with China. China doesn't want to do that. First of all, the United States is the strongest military power in the world by far. It's not even close. Not even close. We have the best equipment. We have the best of everything, and nobody's going to mess with that. And I don't see that at all with President Xi.
Le Greek, I'm curious to know that too. If this is the same Australian Prime Minister that did that pretty much locked the whole country down, like and put people in like little camps.
I think we're gonna
rounded people up and put them on these weird camps.
Get along very well as it pertains to Taiwan and others. Now that doesn't mean.
It's hard to believe another place in this world could be more woke than California, and Australia is that place.
It's not the apple of his eye, because probably it is, but I don't see anything happening. We have a very good trade relationship. We're going to have a very good, I think when we leave South Korea, it could be wrong, but I think we'll end up with a very strong trade deal. Both of us will be happy. I don't see that happening now.
Mr. President, given the trade surplus that the US enjoys with Australia, would you consider lifting the tariffs that you've imposed on Australia? And can you give us any details about the critical...
Yeah, well, the tariffs have been amazing because, tariffs have been really a reason that I was able to settle almost all of the, I've settled 8 wars in 8 months. Not bad. I have one more to go. It's Russia-Ukraine, and I think we'll get there, but it's turned out to be nasty because you have 2 leaders that truly hate each other. You can't have it all, right? They hate each other beyond all else, and it makes.
State Line says yes, and then HD Twista says I'm in Australia and he's not the one that done that.
Makes it actually a little bit difficult, but we try. Of the 8 deals, I would say because of tariffs, 4 or 5 of them were settled. It's an amazing thing, the power of tariffs in terms of our country. But tariffs have always been used against us. We never use them against anywhere else. And now you have a president that for national security reasons and other reasons is using them. And we've become a very rich nation again and a very secure nation again. But we've also become a nation that used that power of tariffs and the power of trade to settle 5 of the 8 wars that I said. I settled 8. I'm very proud of that. Nobody else has settled 1. I don't think there's been an American president that settled 1. I think there probably hasn't been outside of the 2 countries involved, or however many are at war. I don't think there's ever been an outside country that settled a war, period. So I settled 8 in 8 months. I'm proud of that. Now, in the meantime, I'm running a country that's right now we're the hottest country anywhere in the world. We were dead. A year and a half ago, we were a dead country. Now we're
Great Scott.
The hottest country in the world, economically and otherwise. So, but I will say this: Australia pays very low tariffs, very, very low tariffs. In fact, Australia pays among the lowest tariffs. Go ahead.
Mr. President, there's been concern in Australia that it's taken 9 months to get this meeting. Have you had any concerns with this administration, with its stance on Palestine, climate change, or even things the ambassador said about you in the past, the Australian ambassador?
I don't know anything about him. I mean, if he said bad, then maybe he'll like to apologize. I really don't know. Did an ambassador say something bad about him? Don't tell me. I don't. Where is he? Is he still working for you?
Yeah.
He's right here.
You said bad?
Before I took this position, Mr. President,
I don't like
He says before the guy is sitting there, he says, yes, before I took this position, Mr. President. Oh my God, let's hear this out.
You either.
He said, Trump says, I don't like you either. Hold on, let's go back. Hold on, bro. Fucking Trump, bro.
If you said bad, then maybe he'll like to apologize. I really don't know. Did an ambassador say something bad about it? Don't tell me. I don't. Where is he? Is he still working for you?
Yeah.
You said bad?
Before I took this position, Mr. President,
I don't like you either. I don't, and I probably never will. Go ahead.
He says, I don't like you either, and I probably never will. And then he just goes to the next reporter. Bro, the GOAT, bro, the Great White Hope.
The Great White Hope.
Oh my God, bro. Dude, how can you not love Trump, man? Holy cow, bro. Let's hear this again. This is Trump in full form right here, dude.
Stein, climate change, or even things the ambassador said about you in the past, the Australian ambassador?
I don't know anything about him. I mean, if you said bad, then maybe he'll like to apologize. I really don't know. Did an ambassador say something bad about it? Don't tell me. I don't. Where is he? Is he still working for you?
Yeah.
You said bad?
He's this guy right here. He's this guy right. That's the guy right there, bro. Look at him. Look at him, bro. I just got called out. This dude right here. Here we go.
I took this position, Mr. President.
I don't like you either. I don't, and I probably never will. Go ahead.
I don't like you ever. I don't like you, and I probably never will. God, bro.
No, you went. Go ahead, behind you.
Mr. President, your Secretary of the Navy said there will be some clarifications around some ambiguity.
He proceeds to take a sip of his water. You see the guy drinking his water? That's the guy, bro. Dude, you just got smoked, bro.
I don't, and I probably never will. Go ahead. No, you went. Go ahead, behind you.
Mr. President,
look, now he's taking a sip. Watch.
The Navy said there will be some clarifications around some ambiguities on AUKUS. Can you tell us
what? Well, he'll get that taken care of. These are just minor details.
Can I ask you specifically on
John, you're going to get that taken care of, right?
Correct.
There shouldn't be any more clarifications because we're just going now full steam ahead building. Yeah, please.
Thank you, Mr. President. Are you now satisfied with Australia's defence investment, or do you want Australia to invest more in defence?
Well, I'd always like more, but they have to do what they have to do. You know, you can only do so much. I think they've been great. They're building magnificent holding pads for the submarines. It's going to be expensive too. You wouldn't believe the level of complexity, right, and how expensive it is. They're building tremendous docking because they have a lot of ships and a lot of things happening. And I think their military has been very strong, very, very strong. Over here, please.
Mr. President, on the war that you haven't solved yet, the Ukraine-Russia situation, have you now locked in a meeting? And can you explain, just a few weeks ago at UNGA, you said that Ukraine could possibly win the war and keep its territory, but now the story seems a bit different. I don't think they
will, but they could still win it. I never said they would win it. I said they could win. Anything can happen. You know, war is a very strange thing. A lot of bad things happen, a lot of good things happen. If you look at the Middle East, I would say prior to us hitting Iran so hard, we could have never made that deal because you would have had a dark cloud over the Middle East when we took out their nuclear capability, which was one of the great military maneuvers of all time. It was flawless. You saw that. Yeah. Those magnificent B-2s. I mean, that was a flawless move that was done by some very talented people, headed up by Pete and everybody else, and our great generals, and General in particular, Raisin Kane. We did a great job. And when that happened, everything was different, and we were able to get a deal. If we didn't do that, if it wasn't, you know, they wanted to do that for 22 years, Mr. Prime Minister. For 22 years, I had the pilots here, the B-2 pilots, and they came to the Oval Office, and I thought they deserved it. They flew 37 hours back and forth. We had 52 tankers up there. We had a lot of planes up there with them, but they were the primary plane. But we had a lot of planes, F-22s and F-35s and F-16. We had a lot of planes. But we had 52 tankers, can you believe that? And it was just like a flawless mission. And when it was finished, the Middle East just opened up. Amazing. And they've wanted to do it for 22 years. The pilots came up to me. They said, you know, for 22 years we practiced this maneuver. 3 times a year for 22 years, our predecessors and us. These are now young pilots, you know, but they're older now. Predecessors practiced it. And they said, we never had a president that would let us do it, but I let him do it. And it totally opened up the Middle East. It took the cloud over the, you know, we had a dark cloud over the Middle East, and now
I think Iran should be the 51st state, Canada 52, Australia 53. I mean, why not? While we're at it, right?
We have,
let's get Cuba in there somewhere. 54. How's that? Is that a good lineup?
have a little situation relatively with Hamas.
Wayne, you trolling, bro? Are you back?
Are you out of your cotton picking mind?
Come on, Wayne.
So you're gay? I didn't know you were gay. How did you become gay? What the? Satan is your daddy.
Wayne.
Satan is your daddy, woman.
Satan is your daddy, woman.
How did you become gay?
At themselves because they're in violation of their agreement.
On rare earth minerals, Australia is one of the only places in the world that processes rare earth minerals. Yeah, could there be an agreement? China has 90% of the process.
Satan is your daddy, woman.
Satan is your daddy, woman.
Are you out of your cotton picking mind?
Are you out of your cotton picking mind?
Agreement over processing rare earth minerals with Australia.
Sure, that's what we're doing. It's part of the agreement.
Can you say?
Start your tape right now, because I'm about to tell you the truth. This version of Biden, intellectually, analytically, is the best Biden ever.
Go ahead, please.
Thank you, sir. Just, sorry.
Yeah.
On a follow-up on Taiwan, there are reports that you will come up, or China is pressuring you to not support independence for Taiwan in exchange for a trade deal.
Well, I'm not going to talk about that. What I'll talk about, you and I will have that discussion in a couple of weeks when I'm in South Korea with President Xi. We're going to be talking about a lot of things. I assume that's going to be one of the things, but I'm not going to talk about that now. Yeah, please.
Mr. President, you just alluded to the violence in the Middle East. What steps is the administration taking to maintain the ceasefire?
Well, a lot.
Wayne, the Democratic Party decided that it wants to put all its political opponents in jail, like a real fascist.
Steps.
Like true fascism. And they decided they're going to use all social media. They're going to use their power to influence not only influence, to force social media companies to censor Americans.
And
what's up, Benjamin? Benjamin, bro.
Right now, it's in the hands of others. You know, we have 59 countries that agreed to the deal. We have a peace in the Middle East for the first time.
And Wayne, how are you backing up people that were suppressing your freedom of speech, man? Don't you feel a way about that? Aren't you upset about the fact that they don't let you even vote for your own presidential nominees? Are you not upset? All you gotta do is come in here and cry about Trump. Oh, Trump did this, Trump did that.
Never.
Come on,
made
bro.
a deal with Hamas.
Stop it, man. Stop it.
The Great White Hope. Beta.
Don't be a beta, bro.
Man, be a alpha male, not a beta male.
Come on, bro.
You know, they're going to be very good. They're going to behave. They're going to be nice. And if they're not, we're going to.
Well, Trump, he did this to me. He did that to me. He'd make me feel a certain way. He said some words and they hurt my feelings.
Beta male.
Go and we're going to eradicate them if we have to. They'll be eradicated. Oh, God, and they know that. So they went in. They went in. And I don't believe it was the leadership, but they had some rebellion in there among themselves, and they killed some people, you know, a lot of people. But this is a violent group. You know, you probably noticed over the last 100 years, this is a very violent group of people. And they got very rambunctious, and they did things that they shouldn't be doing. And if they keep doing it, then we're going to go in and straighten it out, and it'll happen very quickly and pretty violently, unfortunately.
Just following up on that question, when you say we are going to eradicate Hamas,
Yeah.
Who is we? Does that include American boots on the ground?
No, it won't be on the ground at all. We don't need to because we have many countries, as you know, signed on to this deal. The way I view it, 59 countries and unanimous. There's never been, nobody ever believed us. Countries.
Did you guys hear that question? She said, when you talk about Hamas, are you saying that that America is going to go in there with the American army, military, and do that? He says, no, we have all these other countries that are part of this deal. So let's do that again because this is an important question, I think, that is worth rewinding.
No, it won't be on the ground at all. We don't need to because we have many violently, unfortunately.
Here's the question. Check it out.
Yeah, just following up on that question, when you say we are going to eradicate Hamas, who is we? Does that include American boots on the ground?
No, it won't be on the ground at all. We don't need to because we have many countries, as you know, signed on to this deal. The way I view it, 59 countries and unanimous. There's never been, nobody ever believed us.
Min says, I realize I have Wayne blocked and I'm good with that. Dylan Hickey says, Wayne is all tied up in a knot. I think the better way to say it is he's got his panties in a bunch.
Countries that 4 months ago did.
Wayne, fix your panties, bro.
Like each other, and now they're all aligned together. I mean, we've had countries calling me when they saw some of the killing with Hamas, saying we'd love to go in and take care of the situation ourselves. In addition, you have Israel would go in 2 minutes if I asked them to go in. I could tell them, go in and take care of it. But right now, we haven't said that. We're going to give it a little chance, and hopefully there will be a little less violence. But right now, you know, they're violent people. Hamas has been very violent. But they don't have the backing of Iran anymore. They don't have the backing of really anybody anymore. They have to be good. And if they're not good, they'll be eradicated.
Everyone killed in the Caribbean was a narco-terrorist. Were any innocent civilians killed in the Caribbean,
Could the Prime Minister weigh in on more on the processing?
Ferenc Sabo, do you know who
the Great White Hope?
Do you know who the Great White Hope is?
The Great White Hope.
Yeah. And can Australia expand the process of rare earths?
Absolutely, we can, and we have the capacity to do so. And part of this deal is.
Same here, man. Love the way he just does open debates, open discussion, brings the press in. I love it. Ferenc Sabo.
The Great White Hope.
The Great White Hope, baby.
The Great White Hope.
He's your daddy, bro. The Great White Hope is your daddy, bro.
The Great White Hope.
That is your daddy. The Great White Hope is Ferenc's daddy. He's your president for the next 3 years.
The Great White Hope.
It's very specific, $8.5 billion pipeline. There'll be $1 billion contributed from Australia and the United States over the next 6 months with projects that are immediately available. There's 3 groups of projects, ones that are joint activities between Australia and the United States, such as Alcoa. Secondly is projects that will be US investment that the US will undertake in Australia, including processing, and then ones that Australia will undertake, some as well. One of them is Australia, the US and Japan as well. So what we're trying to do here is to take the opportunities which are there. Australia has had a view for some time, a bit similar to putting America first.
Right.
Our plan's called A Future Made in Australia, which is about not just digging things up and exporting them, but how do we make sure that we have...
Ferenc.
Satan is your daddy, woman.
Satan is your daddy, woman.
Satan is your daddy, woman.
Across the supply chains, with our friends, being able to benefit, seize those opportunities. So we certainly see part of what this is about isn't just digging things up, it's also about processing, including the joint ventures between Australia and the United States.
Why was it so boring listening to that guy talk?
Can the US and Australia really...
It says Medi, Trump, your daddy. He's Daddy Trump, bro. He is Daddy Trump. He is the Great White Hope.
The Great White Hope.
Compete with China. Aren't we decades behind in terms of the
No. You've been reading the wrong newspapers. We're not that good. We are way ahead of China militarily, the United States. We're way ahead of them in every form of military, other than they're building a lot of ships, and we'll have that started. We'll be catching them on that. But we will, when it comes to weaponry, when it comes to, I'll go right now, AI. The big thing is AI. They're building more plants in this country than anybody ever imagined. We're going to have over $20 trillion of investment for this year. The most we ever had was a tiny fraction of that. As an example, Biden, who's the worst president in the history of our country by far, by the way, but they were less than $1 trillion for 4 years. We're already now breaking $18 trillion of investment in 8 months. 18 trillion. No country in history has ever done that. We're way ahead of China in
James, where did you post, bro? Let me know.
AI.
And is it a YouTube video? I just made a new playlist where you can add videos so that we can put them on the stream. By the way, did you get on Discord, James?
We're way ahead of China militarily from the standpoint of the sophisticated weapons. We have weapons that a lot of people don't even know about it. I got them started 4 years ago. I rebuilt the military 4 years ago, fortunately, because Biden didn't do anything but give a piece of it away to Afghanistan. Fortunately, as much as it sounded like it was a small part of what I built, but the Afghanistan giveaway was one of the worst. That was probably the most embarrassing day in the period in the history of our
What's up, boo-boo?
country. But we have the greatest military. We have the best equipment. We have the best manufacturers of equipment. We have the best weapons. When you look at our weapons, I've been talking a lot about our weapons. Everybody wants our weapons. But it's great to be working with Anthony. It's great to be working with the people of Australia, because they also, it's a smaller country, but you have done a fantastic job in weaponry and the kind of things that we.
What's up, Mike? What's up, Alan?
We do a lot of joint work together. Our militaries work very, very closely together. We've been really an amazing ally when you think of it, right? There's never been any games. We're strongly committed, and they're strongly committed. There are some games with other countries, but there haven't been games with Australia. Where do you come from?
I'm from Australia.
Who are you with?
The Sydney Morning Herald.
Nasty guy. Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. I was just going to ask a question.
All right, go ahead.
On your first term, you worked with two Australian Prime Ministers, Scott Morrison and Malcolm Turnbull, you might remember. They were from same side of politics as you. Mr. Albanese's different side. Can you tell us a bit more about what it's like to work with Mr. Albanese compared to those two?
Well,
Wayne got the beta alert. Wayne is the beta today. He decided he wants to be today's beta.
Beta.
Thank you, Wayne. We could call him Bane.
Beta male.
Beta male.
Man, be a alpha male, not a beta male.
Come on, Wayne.
I got along. That wouldn't be fair.
Wayne, you are a Trump hater, and you are a beta male.
You are a Trump hater, and you are a beta male.
Because the man on my right has a big advantage. You know that, right? But I think he's doing a really good job, and we've had a very good relationship. I don't want to compare one with the other, but I'll tell you this one.
You are a closet Trump hater, and you are a beta male.
You are a Trump hater, and you are a beta male.
They really have a great prime minister.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'll use it in my ads in 28.
President Putin on Thursday. Did you discuss?
That's a lie.
That's a lie.
His ongoing attacks on civilian areas in Ukraine.
Yeah.
Did you say cut it out? Did you say show an article of good faith to me?
I did. But as you know, most of the people dying are soldiers. The soldiers.
Beta Wayne, Bane, a.k.a. Bane. What's up, Bane?
That are dying in Russia and Ukraine. It's unbelievable.
Beta Wayne.
5,000 to 7,000 a week. Can you believe it?
Like Pickle Rick.
And I look at that and I say it's pretty amazing. But in addition to that, there are attacks on Kiev and some of the other places. And it's human lives, but the big number of human lives are soldiers that are being killed in the battlefield. Anywhere from 5,000 to 7,000, sometimes more than that every single.
Insane in the membrane.
It's not even believable.
Wayne's got no brain.
It's a bloodbath. It's the worst since the Second World War. The worst number of people. And you know, it doesn't affect us in any way. We don't pay anything because now they pay us for the weapons that they get. The NATO is paying us for the weapons, as you know. It doesn't affect. I guess you could say that's a positive thing. They pay us, but I'm not interested in that. I did straighten it out. Biden gave them $350 billion. Can you believe it? And all they did is get deeper in. It's a shame. Gave them $350 billion. A lot of lives were lost. That's a war that would have never happened if I were president. But we do speak about that. I speak about all of the lives, but I do speak about the civilian lives. Yeah.
The First Lady has done such an amazing job on Ukrainian children who were abducted by Russia. Would you support Senator Lindsey Graham?
We got some Australians in the house today because of the Australian Prime Minister. Here she is. Right here, Mrs. I don't know what her name is.
To declare Russia a terrorist state. And you have within your power the most powerful man on earth. Why don't you just enable Ukraine to finish this war tomorrow?
Well, if you knew anything about what you were talking about, you'd be able. You do. I don't think you do, really. I don't think you do because it's a little more complicated than that. But
he just told her she doesn't know what she's talking about. Let's see what she asked again, bro. Sorry, I was focused on how she looked.
Children who were abducted by Russia.
All of the lives.
Children who were. The First
Here.
Lady has done such an amazing job on Ukrainian children who were abducted by Russia. Would you support Senator Lindsey Graham's bill to declare Russia a terrorist state? And you have within your power the most powerful man on earth. Why don't you just enable Ukraine to finish this war tomorrow?
Well, if you knew anything about what you were talking about, you'd be able. You do. I don't think you do, really. I don't think you do because it's a little more complicated than that. But it sounds easy. We're in the process of trying to make a deal. If we make a deal, that's great. If we don't make a deal, it'll be. A lot of people are going to be paying a big price. Quiet. Go ahead.
A question to both of you, if you don't mind.
I love his haircut. I'm going to try that. No, I love it. Go ahead.
So, as we all know, China controls 90% of the global supply of critical minerals. They have launched attacks on Australian companies, primarily Lynas Rare Earths. What will happen to China if they don't play fair with this?
So, it's a very interesting question. We have a tremendous power, and that's the power of tariff. And I think that China will come to the table and make a very fair deal, because if they don't, they're going to be paying us 157% in tariffs. Right now, they're paying 55 to 57%. When I was first president and first term, we had the greatest economy we've ever had. And as you know, people don't write too much about it, but China paid us hundreds of billions of dollars worth of money for tariffs. Biden left it, but he didn't enforce it. He gave exceptions to almost everything. And so he left the tariffs, but he didn't really collect the numbers that he should have collected, and because he didn't know what the hell he was doing. So now the tariffs are much higher in China than they were before, and they're high on other countries depending on whether or not we like that country or we get along, and that's for national security purposes. So I made deals with Japan, I made deals with the European Union, or the whole of Europe practically, but the European Union, made deals with a lot of different people. We have a very fair deal for, I will say, Australia's paying a low number. They do have, I'll change it, we have a little bit of an advantage on that one. I told you, the advantage we have is airplanes. We sell a lot of airplanes to them, and they need them. It's a very vibrant place, and people go in and out, and I look forward to going there myself. And I think it's unlikely I'll be taking a ship. That's a long.
Boo Boo says, you guys said Trump was going to take all our rights away. Wayne, it didn't happen. Then you said the tariffs would cause inflation. Didn't happen. And on and on.
Journey. But China has treated us with great respect. Now, in the past, they didn't treat other presidents with great respect. They would take hundreds of billions and even trillions.
Here we go, guys. Remember, we talked about this yesterday. Sam is independent. Sam, what do you mean? How come everyone's independent all of a sudden?
Of dollars out of the country, and they would spend it and build their military. Now they're treating us with great respect. Now we'll see what happens. I said, if we don't make a deal, I'm putting on an additional 100% on November 1st. I think we'll make a deal. They threatened us with rare earths, and I threatened them with tariffs, but I could also threaten them with many other things, like airplanes. You know about airplanes, because they can't get parts for their airplanes. We build their airplanes. We do a great job. They're largely Boeings, and we could stop the parts. We did stop the parts, actually, when they did the initial threat. That's a big... They closed down over 400 of their airplanes, but we don't want to do that. But we have a much simpler thing. If we don't make a deal, we'll charge them a very substantial tariff. And they'll be paying us hundreds of billions of dollars a year, which they're basically paying right now. We had presidents that allowed China and other countries get away with murder. We're not going to allow that, but we're going to have a fair deal. I want to be good to China. I love my relationship with President Xi. We have a great relationship. I believe after we leave South Korea, we'll be there together. We thought that would be a good place to meet, and we're going to be meeting. I'll be in Malaysia, I'll be in Japan, I'll be in a couple of others. We'll be sort of doing a little bit of a tour. I've been invited to go to China, and I'll be doing that sometime fairly early next year. We have it sort of set. But I think we're going to have a very good relationship with China. And again, they will threaten us with rare earths. I don't think they're threatening us too much right now. But they could do that, but I threaten them with something I think is much more powerful, and that's tariffs. Because at a certain point, they will not be able to do any business with us. At a certain point, if they pay enough tariffs, it's almost like saying, we don't want to do business with you, but it's probably nicer. Saying you're going to pay 158, 157% tariff is a nicer way of saying that we don't want to do business with you. And if they don't do business with us, I think China's in big trouble, I'll be honest with you. I think China is, I don't know that they even make it. I really do. I believe that they're in big trouble. And I don't want them to be in big trouble. I want them to do great. I want them to thrive. But we have to thrive together.
Wayne, that's not true.
That's a lie.
It's a two-way street. I think when we finish our meetings, and it's going to be a big deal. Look, I'm meeting with a lot of other countries, but this seems to be the one that people are very...
Now's the time to have things made in the USA, man. If you're making products, now's the time. Make them in the USA. It looks better on the bottom of your product when it says made in the USA, and you're going to be in a good position for now and the foreseeable future.
Very interested in.
Make things in the USA, guys.
I think when we finish our meetings in South Korea, China and I will have a really fair and really great trade deal together. I want them to buy soybeans. They stopped buying our soybeans because they thought that was punishment. And it is punishment to our farmers, but we're not going to allow that to happen because I made a great trade deal with China, a $50 billion trade deal, and they were great about it. They were doing everything that they were supposed to do. And then when Biden came in, you know, I used to call President Xi all the time to say, thank you, or you're not buying enough. In other words, they were supposed to buy. Biden, do you think Biden ever called him? I don't think Biden ever called him. You think Biden lied awake at night thinking about trade with China? He didn't know what he was doing. He was an incompetent.
He lied awake at night. He lied awake during the day, all day, every day. That was Biden, bro.
We had an incompetent president, but you don't have that anymore. So I think we're going to end up having a fantastic deal with China. It's going to be a great trade deal. It's going to be fantastic.
Exactly, Michael.
For both countries, and it's going to be fantastic for...
Miss Medication, can I have electrolyte water, please? Come on, woman.
The entire world. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
And I probably need some protein because I'm going to the gym after this. All right, let's go to Kennedy, guys.
I feel a little bit like Captain Ahab, and I snagged Moby Dick because I've wanted to interview Senator John Kennedy for a very, very long time. I have to say, of all the great quotes from Senator John Kennedy, the junior senator from Louisiana, My favorite is when he said, I say this gently, this is why the aliens won't talk to us. I mean, this guy's a classic. He's smart. He's got clarity coming out of his pores. Senator Kennedy, I hope you can hear my voice, how excited I am to get to spend a few minutes with perhaps one of my favorite senators of all time. Thanks for joining us, sir.
Oh, thank you, Mike. For having me. I love your show, man.
Is that the problem, do you think, right now with the Democrat Party, that the leadership is just become so far left that they'll
Oh, sorry, bro. I was muted. Dude, he's the greatest in the world, man. Dude, we we love this man. We got to save him at all costs. Bro, if there is something that can help humans age backwards, we need to give it to this man first. Mr. Kennedy, the one and only.
never come back to normal again?
Well, here's what I think most Americans see, Mike. It's a great question. Republicans aren't perfect. God knows we're not.
W. Mike Clark.
But the other side's now crazy. If you want to understand the shutdown, here's what's going on. About Tuesday, a couple of weeks ago, 2 weeks ago, yesterday, or whatever day it is, our country was rocking along. We were minding our own business. Our federal budget expired at midnight, but we weren't worried. We'd been talking to the Democrats about just extending it and continuing to negotiate. And then all of a sudden, Senator Schumer comes forward at the last minute and says, I'm not going to vote to keep government open, and I'm not going to let my people vote to keep government open unless you give the Democrats $1.5 trillion, and we're going to tell you how it has to be spent. Well, you can imagine our reaction. My mother didn't raise a fool, and as I say, if she did, it was one of my brothers, and my colleagues felt the same way, and President Trump felt the same way. And that's what this shutdown is all.
He says, my mama didn't raise no fool, and if she did, it must have been one of my brothers.
About. The Democrats have tried to muddy the waters to make them look deep, but that's all this thing is about. Now, why is Senator Schumer being like that? Well, first, it takes 60 votes to get anything done in the Senate, which is why Senator Schumer has leverage over us. But number two, Senator Schumer is in trouble.
What's an outright lie?
Trouble politically.
Wayne is still stuck on Jesus, bro. Wayne!
Beta.
Come on, bro. Quit it.
With his party. The Democratic
Ada, what's up?
Party is now run by the Hamas wing, the Loon wing, the Socialist wing, whatever you want to call it.
The Hamas wing, the Loon wing?
Of the Democratic Party.
Did he say Hamas wing?
With his party. The Democratic Party is now run by the Hamas wing, the Loon
Oh, the Hamas wing.
Wing, the Socialist wing, whatever you want to call it, of the Democratic Party. And
that's amazing.
They're mad at Schumer.
Hold on.
Really?
And he
Yeah. That's mind blowing.
Wants them to love him. And the leader of the party is Congresswoman Ocasio-Cortez. And Senator Schumer wants to ingratiate himself to her. And really, that's why we're shut down. It's not a policy shutdown. It's a politics shutdown.
Of course it is. And Senator, we're seeing the Democrats implode. And I know as a conservative.
Yeah, we have one in the chat right now. His name is Wayne, a.k.a. Bane.
Talk show host.
AKA, Holy cow.
Might seem too good to be true, but it does feel like the Democrats are cratering. This week, you saw Nancy Pelosi blow up.
AKA Beta Wade.
Democrats are cratering. This week, you saw Nancy Pelosi blow up at a young reporter and scream, "Shut up," to her and stick her finger in her face when the reporter dared ask about the then speaker's actions during January 6th. You've got...
I like what Boo Boo said. Beta Bane said, Wayne, MAGA is not Republican. There are plenty of terrible Republicans too.
You've got this communist who possibly is going to become the next mayor of New York. They're like adrift at sea. It feels like they're a cork bobbing around in the ocean right now. Or am I overstating that? Do you think they're in as bad a shape as I?
No, you're not overstating that, bro. They lost the election because they did the dumbest shit we've ever seen in our lives. They said the dumbest shit. They never couldn't explain what their positions were on anything. If there was a position, it was garbage. Not even their own party liked it. And then if there was any positions that were of worth, they copied it from Trump, like no tax on tips. And there was really nothing there. It was all empty. And then after the election, here we are now, guys, 1 full year after the election. And they have not changed anything. It's the blind leading the blind.
I think they are.
Well, they're clearly in disarray.
Benjamin, thank you, bro. Rap concert Harris. She paid millions of dollars to have Hoochie Mamas shake their butts on stage.
Mike, I mean...
what is that? What's going on, bro? Ah!
And clearly...
What was that? What did they put on display for us? So what, their own Democrat Party was like, dude, what is going on here?
The socialist wing of the party is in ascendancy. They're in control. And again, the leader is Congresswoman Ocasio-Cortez. It's not Nancy Pelosi anymore. It's not, though I think she'd like to be. It's not really Senator Schumer.
Nope.
And these people, they're crazy.
What's up, Lex?
They hate George.
By the way, guys, the guy in there with the flags and the thumbs up says, "What's up, crew?" with that name that you can't read. His name is Lex.
Washington and Thomas Jefferson and Abraham Lincoln and Dr.
Look, they hate Thomas Jefferson. They hate Mr. Potato Head. They think they're racist.
It's not really Senator Schumer. And these people, they're crazy. They hate.
Listen to this. This is your Democratic Party, Wayne.
Leader is Congresswoman Ocasio-Cortez. It's not Nancy Pelosi anymore. It's not, though I think she'd like to be.
Just listen to this.
It's not really Senator Schumer. And these people.
This part right here.
People. They're crazy. They hate George Washington and Thomas Jefferson and Abraham Lincoln and Dr. Seuss and Mr. Potato Head. They think they're all racist. They think our children should be able to change genders at recess. They believe in open borders. They believe that cops.
They believe children can change their sex at their genders at recess. Let me hear that again. I love that. Come on.
Recess. They believe in. They think our children should be able to change genders at recess. They believe in open borders.
Lex says, Land O'Lakes lady, I want her back. I want her back too, bro. What happened to Land O'Lakes? She was good.
They believe in open borders. They believe that cops are a bigger problem than criminals. I could go down the list. That's why the American people, that's why they lost the last election, and why the American people are just scratching their heads.
What's up, Pat?
And I think they're as exasperated as I am. I don't want us to be in a shutdown, but I'm not going to agree to give them $1.5 trillion.
Well, and we're not going to agree. I mean, health care for illegal immigrants, Senator Kennedy, is a bridge too far. And of course, they're gaslighting us. They're pretending, well, they don't want health care for illegals. Of course they do. They want illegals to be able to vote. They want to provide more benefits to illegals than they do many poor Americans who are desperate for assistance. This is the craziness that you're talking about with today's Democrat Party.
Well, they do support free health care for foreign nationals in our country illegally. In fact, one of their demands is that we repeal the portion of the One Big Beautiful Bill that would crack down on the provision in the blue states of free health care to illegal immigrants. And the truth is that if you're in our country illegally and you want free health care, all you have to do is claim asylum. And we tried to, and a lot of people who claim asylum are not telling the truth. They're not here because they're being politically persecuted. They're economic migrants, which is fine. We have a legal immigration system.
Thank you, Dylan. I wasn't going to say it, but when you have people like Wayne take their words for exactly what their words are. Who said that they could change it? Who thinks they can change their genders at recess? Oh, we never said that. Nobody ever said that. Yeah, bro, we know. We know that. That's what people do with all of Trump's words. They take it exactly for what he says and they make this whole thing out of it.
Supposed to get in line and allow yourself to be vetted. So my Democratic colleagues are just not telling the truth when they say they don't want health care for people in our country illegally.
But Senator, you're the kind of guy that I've wanted to ask about the Democrats' true intention. I've said as just a big mouth talk show host that when you see the intentional, the willful way Democrats oppose law enforcement, oppose border security, oppose things that make communities better, safer, cleaner, it feels to me and to many people in my audience that this destruction is intentional, that they either hate America so much that they want to tear it down, or they want to destroy our cities and our states because they want to take control. But do you agree, Senator Kennedy, that this feels like this is deliberate, that it's intentional, that they are absolutely with purpose trying to destroy our country state by state, city by city? Is that fair or not?
Yes, it's fair. I mean, you just look at the facts. Now, I want to add this caveat. Not every Democrat agrees with the socialist wing of their party, but the socialist wing of their party has taken control. I call them the loon wing of the party. And the more moderate Democrats are scared. They're sitting back and watching the socialists about to elect a new mayor, a socialist mayor of New York. If the reasonable Democrats, the moderate Democrats, the non-crazy Democrats would stand up to the loon wing of their party, I think they would have the votes to throw them out. But they're scared of them. And frankly, I tell this to my Democratic colleagues who aren't crazy all the time. You need to go to Amazon and buy a spine online. Why do you want to allow these folks?
Oh, Wayne, listen, he just said you got to go to Amazon and buy a spine online. It's not even true. They don't sell spines online on Amazon. How could dare he say such a thing that's not true? Oh my God, he said to buy a spine online. They don't sell spines online.
The loon wing of the party who do hate America. They feel animosity for America when they should all the time. You need to go to Amazon and buy a spine online. Why do you want to allow these folks, the loon wing of the party, who do hate America? They feel animosity for America when they should feel gratitude. And I don't understand why the other Democrats allow them to run things, but they do, and that's from a selfish political standpoint, that's probably good for Republicans, but it's horrible for our country.
Oh, I mean, I feel that way about as a longtime New Yorker, and finally I fled to Florida a few years ago, like our mutual friend Sean Hannity did, and so many others. I hate what New York might be experiencing if they get this guy elected. But from like you said, a selfish political point of view, this will be great for the GOP. This will be great nationally if the country sees what a failed experiment this is going to be like. It's good for us politically. And by the way, quickly, can I ask you, when you talk to your normal Democrat friends, and I have normal Democrat friends too, and they quietly and sort of secretly say to me that they are appalled at the Zoran Mondami and Ayanna Pressley wing of the Democrat Party. Is that what you get too from your colleagues, Senator?
Wendy McCarthy, what are you talking about? Wendy McCarthy, if you want to be in the chat where it's more active, come to the YouTube side. There's more of us chatting in there.
On the Hill, do your colleagues who are normal Democrats, do they express the same mortification about some of these crazies that we do?
Yes, but they're scared. And they see that the socialist wing, the loon wing, has taken control. And they don't want to be necessarily supportive, but they don't want the loon wing to be mad at them. So they just do nothing and go along. That's why Senator Schumer is behaving this way. Senator Schumer, I know Chuck very well. Chuck's a very smart man. He knows this is nonsense. He knows this is foolishness. He knows that the loon wing of his party is going to lead his party to destruction. But he's scared of them. He's up for re-election in a few years. And you have to understand this about many politicians, not all, but many politicians. The first thing they want more than anything else is to be re-elected. That's part of the problem.
I'll say this about many politicians. The old joke is, how do you know a politician is lying? Well, their lips are moving. But I'll say this about Senator John Kennedy. Nobody ever says that about you. You know, whatever criticism you get, nobody ever accuses you of pulling punches or not telling the truth or not being completely and utterly transparent and truthful to your constituents in Louisiana and to the American public. I admire you greatly, and honestly, I've been wanting to talk to you for a long time. You're truly one of my political heroes, and I'm just grateful that you're able to take time out of your busy day to visit with us here on the Mike Gallagher Show.
Look, I have the right to remain silent, but not the ability. That's just the way my God made me. And some people like what I have to say. Some people don't. I try not to worry what anybody thinks about me, except dogs. I really like dogs. I want dogs to like me. But otherwise, if you can disagree with me, that's cool. I don't hate anybody. But I am going to say what I think. And I love your show. I thank you for having me, Mike. You're a rock star, man.
Listen, like dogs, we all love you. Keep fighting the good fight. We appreciate you joining us, sir.
Thank you, my friend. Thanks so much.
All right. Apparently we got Pierre Poilievre, or however you say his name, and he's out to I think he's doing some things here. Let's see what he's doing.
People together for many years. This is an
child care program, a national action plan to end gender-based violence, a permanent national school food
conferences across Canada, despite its history.
That Canadians really rely on, and will ensure investing in Canadians. We're investing in a future that ensures that Canada is the top of the G7 countries fiscally, whereas the Conservatives want us to achieve economic goals that will ensure that children don't have food in their bellies when they're at school. They want us to achieve the economic goals that they're looking for on the backs of Canadians. These are real programs, Mr. Speaker, not like the imaginary taxes that they keep referring to. These are things that Canadians really rely on and will ensure that all of us have what we need to position ourselves for the future.
Member for Yellowhead.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I've been a CPA for 26 years, and I've worked with Canadians as they navigate their personal taxes and finances under fiscal mismanagement of this Liberal government. Budgets do not balance themselves, as the Prime Minister knows well with his background. So there is no excuse to continue the fiscal disaster he inherited from his predecessor. My question is simple. Will the Prime Minister keep his promise and ensure the deficits will not exceed the outrageous $42 billion deficit of Justin Trudeau?
Hear, hear.
The Honourable Parliamentary Secretary.
Prohibited weapons, Mr. Speaker. Bill C.
Here in Canada. At the same time, Stellantis has announced $13 billion of investment in the U.S. that will create tens of thousands of American jobs. So under Liberals, taxpayers are subsidizing a company that's moving billions of investment and jobs out of Canada. How could the Liberals...
James, I haven't seen your post yet, bro. You told me about your post. I haven't seen it yet. Would love to pull it up, man. Where did you send the post, bro?
Make one of the biggest corporate subsidies in Canadian history without a Canada-wide jobs guarantee.
Where did you send it?
Honourable Minister of Industry.
Decision by Stellantis to move its production from the Brampton plant is completely unacceptable, and that is why this morning we were with the Conservative government of Ontario, with Unifor, with Stellantis, to make sure that we would be one strong Team Canada, because we need to make sure that the 3,000 jobs in Brampton are back. So I hope that I can work with my colleague, with all the MPs in this place, because we need to be Canada strong on this. Thank you.
The Honourable Member for Kildonan St. Paul.
The fact is, Canadian...
James, I'm happy to play the clip, but I haven't seen where you put the clip. Did you put it in my Discord, or did you get in the Discord yet? Can somebody? I don't see it, bro. No, it's not in Discord. Are you on Discord? No. And let me know where you sent the clip, bro. I'm happy to play a clip.
Canadians are paying $15 billion for EV.
By the way, I'm happy to take a caller today. So if someone wants to jump online and talk a little bit, get their voice heard, I'm down.
The battery production. It's a 100% subsidy for those batteries, Mr. Speaker, but there's no public evidence. The Liberals have secured job guarantees for the broader Stellantis footprint here in Canada. There are thousands of auto sector jobs on the line here, Mr. Speaker.
Oh, sorry, Wayne, we have a strict no beta caller policy. No beta callers.
Canadians deserve to know, in exchange for $15 billion of their tax dollars, did the Liberals secure a guarantee to protect every single Stellantis job in Canada? Yes or no?
The Honourable Minister of Industry.
Mr. Speaker, I know my colleague is very interested in this issue, which is normal, and of course this is my #1 priority right now, but she already knows the answer. The documents will be presented and produced before the committee, and of course you'll have access to the information. Right. My goal is to make sure that we work together, because we need to fight as one Canada strong on this issue.
The Honourable...
Bro, Wayne, you want to cook me? You couldn't make scrambled eggs, bro. Come on now, stop it.
Member for...
You couldn't make a boiled egg, bro. Come on now.
Kildonan St. Paul.
Mr. Speaker, I'm very interested to know what the Minister of Industry knows about these contracts. Perhaps she can answer this simple question. How many Canada-wide jobs did the Liberals guarantee for $15 billion that they gave Stellantis? How many jobs? Can she tell us?
The Honourable Minister of Industry.
Mr. Speaker, let me be extremely clear. The auto sector in Canada is victim of unjustifiable and unjustified 25% tariff by the American administration, period. Meanwhile, the auto workers are trying every day to make sure that they develop the best product on the face of the earth. And that's what we'll continue to help them to do while we're facing trade tensions with the American government. Meanwhile, Mr. Speaker, we will work with Doug Ford's administration, with Unifor as one Canadian team, because we need to do it for the sake of our country and the sake of our work.
The Honourable Member for Windsor-Tecumseh.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. After Stellantis was handed $15 billion for an EV battery plant in Windsor, they have now sent 3,000 jobs from Brampton to the United States. In my community, workers are now worried about their own jobs. How are they going to pay their mortgages? How are they going to feed their family? Canadians deserve transparency about these multi-billion-dollar contracts they paid so much for. Can the Liberals even confirm that their contract included a Canada-wide jobs guarantee for workers? Or will they continue to cover up for their incompetence?
I agree with you guys. I'm happy to have other opposing views. However, what you got to remember is a lot of times they are destructive. They like to break things. They like to destroy things. That's why they will come on and say dumb shit, things that they shouldn't be saying. That's why you gotta vet people out, to be honest.
The Honourable Minister of Industry.
Mr. Speaker, the decision by Stellantis is not only completely unacceptable, but
She's kind of cute, huh?
we'll make sure to hold them to account. And that's why we'll make sure that we use all the full force of the law should the company doesn't bring the production back to Brampton. Meanwhile, the documents will be produced before committee. My colleagues will have access to it. And we'll make sure also, obviously, that all forms of support for Stellantis is being checked into, because obviously we need workers to be back in Brampton.
Honourable member for Ottawa.
Mr. Speaker, the Prime Minister failed.
James, how did you send it? Because I don't see it. I don't see it, bro.
To negotiate a
Let me know
win
how you
with
sent it.
President Trump, and Canadian auto jobs are on the
Wayne says, I would say any dumb just facts. You want to come on, bro? Let's put you on for a minute, huh? How about that? Let's put him on, bro. Let's put on Wayne. I know, James, you said you sent it to me on YouTube, but I don't see anything on YouTube. How did you send it to me on YouTube? Like, what did you do to send it to me? Did you tag me? What did you do? Yeah, you guys want to hear Wayne? You guys want to hear it? Wayne, I'm down. Should we get it? Let's see. What should we do here? Should we do Discord? Yeah, let's have you jump on Discord, bro. I'll put you on. Let's go. Let's go, baby.
line. Stellantis was handed $15 billion, and they've now announced they're moving 3,000 jobs to the United States. The current finance minister negotiated these deals and bragged
I'm muted.
about it. And now these
Wayne says, I don't do socials. I don't do Discord. So, yeah, I'm not trying to give you my phone number, though, bro.
auto jobs have left Canada for the U.S., and he refuses to be transparent. Liberals are hiding from the Canadian auto workers they sold out.
Failure.
Simple. Is there a Canada-wide jobs guarantee, yes or no?
Total failure.
The Honourable Minister responsible for Canada-U.S. trade.
Mr. Speaker, just because our colleague asserts with great indignation a series of conspiracy theories does not make them true. Mr. Speaker, what is true is our government is standing up for Canadian workers and Canadian businesses. The Prime Minister met with President Trump in Washington 2 weeks ago. We have engaged in a series of conversations and negotiations precisely to get a deal that's in the interest of all Canadian workers, including auto workers and other sectors of the economy in every region of the country. Mr. Speaker, that's the work that we're doing every day.
The Honourable Member for Dufferin-Caledon.
And the result of that meeting of the Prime Minister and President Trump was the export of 3,000 auto workers' jobs from Canada into Trump's America. Talk about failure. Meanwhile, this finance minister signed a $15 billion deal for jobs with Stellantis in Canada. It was supposed to include money to retool those plants. So what we keep asking, it's simple. If there's actually a job guarantee in this contract, and if there isn't, it's absolute negligence, why don't they just tell us how many jobs will this contract guarantee for Canadian auto workers?
The Honourable Minister.
Mr. Speaker, our colleague knows very well, as my colleague, the Minister of Industry, has indicated, all of that information, of course, appropriately will be put before the parliamentary committee. Mr. Speaker, just because our colleagues on the other
what app? So you don't use IG, you don't use Discord, you don't use Sure Do. Best way not to get hacked. Min says Discord isn't that hard. Medi has a super simple Discord. I to run one for an entire game. I used to run one for an entire game fan page. I am just on YouTube. Yeah, I mean, there's no way to call in on YouTube, bro. I think you're super sketched out, dude. You're living in 1989.
Side assert.
Come on, man. Let's go. Let's go. This is your time. This is your moment.
Some falsehood with great indignation doesn't mean that it's accurate.
Star 67. I haven't heard of that since I was like 8 years old.
Accurate. What is accurate, Mr. Speaker, is our government is standing up with the province of Ontario, the government of Premier Ford, to defend these workers, to defend
hieroglyphics. Oh my God, bro. Maybe we could do a pigeon. Should I send my pigeon over there?
All sectors of our economy. That's the work we do in Canada. That's the work we're doing in Washington.
These guys in Canada are nuts, man. These guys are nuts. Nothing, Benjamin? You got none of that either? Damn, we would love to have you call in too. How do we... Oh, you and I talk because I have your number. That's why.
And Mr. Speaker, we'll continue to do that work.
The honourable member for Dufferin Caledon.
That is unbelievably cold comfort for the 3,000 auto workers and their families whose jobs have vanished to Donald Trump's America after the
sorry,
Prime Minister.
guys, but I have to play this again.
Baby, one thing about me is everybody know I'm super with a good coochie, so I always make a lot of money.
That's amazing. I didn't know that about you.
What do you know?
That you're a musician. But that's why I'm interviewing you today, so I can get to know you.
So I'm a musician.
Mm-hmm.
What the fuck that mean? Make magic or something? What is musician?
I think you're confusing that.
Yeah, I'm not no musician. I make music. I make music. And that's not all I do. I make music, I act. I'm a TV star too, a young mogul.
Just really quick, I think you're confusing.
I'm not confusing nothing because you don't know. You thought that all I was a magician or whatever the fuck you said.
See, that's what I think you think I said.
No,
I said musician, not magician.
I don't think, baby, I don't think. What is that? That's ghetto. I don't think. I know.
So you
think.
I didn't say magician, Suki. I said musician. And I think you are a musician.
No, baby, I do music.
So you just really quick. For the record, could you say you don't think you're a musician?
I'm not none of that.
But then after that, you just said I do music.
Yeah, I do music.
So, in other words, you're a musician.
No, I'm not.
Okay.
It's black people, and there's niggas.
The thing about me is everybody know I'm super with a good coochie, so I always make a lot of money.
That last part, I gotta remove. I gotta stop that last part. All right. So we also have. Let's see what is going on here. It's live.
With all of us, it resonates with myself, my family, friends, people that just met actually just yesterday, talking about just conservative media and the need for more truth and freedom and correcting the false narratives that we see day in and day out from the left-wing press. So the thing that's the situation that we're finding ourselves in is it's a David versus Goliath situation. Goliath is rather big, right? But we know who wins, David, of course. And that's kind of like conservative media right now. You know, there are 90 to 95% of mainstream media is all against God, family, country, the Constitution. We see that. And it's not only in our country, it's around the world. So finding the truth is really what people are searching for out there. And thank God we do have social media platforms like Truth Social, like X, and also like Right Side Broadcasting Network, where we can show everything live. I think that's Judge Janine Pirro right there getting ready to go to the podium.
Here
Let's
we
go
go.
live right now here on Right Side Broadcasting Network.
When he walked by, and then went off when he walked away. I was wondering if that is just to motorize the up and down. Yes.
What's wrong with the mic?
Let me think. The microphone. We just discovered it was.
Fix the mic.
Make that a hard wire. XLR. How about switch it? Somebody with the help? That fix it?
Hey, Spence, you ought to be up here. I can hear it.
Oh, okay.
Most days I don't.
It wasn't
It's
here.
probably better for me.
It wasn't here 30
So they
seconds
talk
ago,
about
and
me.
now
It's
all of a
fine.
sudden
Don't
it's
worry
here.
about it.
Thank you all for your patience. We're dealing with an audio issue currently.
This one is a better image. State line. Oh my God, bro.
Yep. Any more slack?
Can you text them?
Yeah, we're texting. Yep.
Damn, that sucks, Wayne. I was gonna have Wayne on here for a second. That would have been fun. I actually was down to do it. I'm down. I just, sometimes you gotta be careful, man, with these, with the trolls,
Everybody good? Ma'am, whenever you're
And attempted carjacking. Two individuals. I want to thank you all for being here today. Today we're going to announce the names of two individuals who are being charged with a series of assaults and attempted carjacking in a highly publicized case where two young men were brutally assaulted and stomped, highlighting the need for accountability among young offenders in the district. This case underscores the escalating challenges that we face in confronting crime in Washington, D.C. On August 3rd of 2025, at about 2:53 a.m. Sunday morning at the U Street corridor and 14th Street, which is a very popular hangout, a nightlife area, essentially, Ethan Levine, a 22-year-old, and several of his friends were standing outside a Sunoco gas station. They were approached by a large group of teens, individuals who confronted them and began to assault them. Today, we are announcing that Lawrence Cotton Powell, who is 19 years of age, along with Anthony Taylor, who is 18 years of age, are now charged with assaulting Levine. Cotton Powell was stomping on Levine's head, as you can see in this poster to my left. Levine was able to get up momentarily, but the crowd chased him and got him down again. They continued to attack Levine while he was on the ground, and then proceeded to rob him of his sneakers and his watch. The group then, after the robbery and assault of Ethan Levine, they walked in the direction of where another crime occurred within minutes. You have heard of this crime. Edward Korestein, a 19-year-old Doge person who was working in the administration, was walking a young woman to her car when he was approached in the 1400 block of Swan Street Northwest. Approximately 10 suspects approached him, and as they did, he pushed the young woman into the car. And he was protecting her from the group before he was then attacked by multiple suspects, who then punched him repeatedly, causing significant injuries to him. They got him on the ground, and as they were doing so, They demanded the car from the woman who was inside the car and had already locked the car. They were banging on the car. They were pulling the car door, trying to get the car open, and were telling the woman in the car to hand over the keys. And the woman was, as I said, able to lock the car door, so they were unable to gain entry. And it was fortuitous that someone from the Metropolitan Police Department was on patrol. He happened to pull onto the block, and he witnessed the suspects actually assaulting Corricine, who was on the ground lying next to the car. The juveniles fled, but within a short period of time, 2 15-year-olds were arrested, and they were taken into the family court by the Attorney General's office. That is the local Attorney General's office. Now, I think what's significant about this case is the history of Lawrence Cotton Powell. I want you to follow me on this. Lawrence Cotton Powell is 19 years of age. He's now charged with robbery, first-degree robbery, for which he faces 15 years in prison. He also faces a charge of assault with intent to commit robbery and another 15 years. And robbery for Edward Corricine, 15 years. Assault with intent to commit robbery, another 15 years. And attempted carjacking, 5 years. Now, let me tell you his background. On April 3rd of this year, Lawrence Cotton Powell was sentenced for a felony attempted robbery. My office asked for jail time. Judge McLean, a judge sitting in the criminal part in Superior Court with no criminal background, made a decision to give Cotton Powell probation in spite of his conviction on a felony attempted robbery. Within 31 days, by May 4th, Powell reoffends. He's rearrested while he's on probation from the felony, and he's charged with simple assault and possession of a prohibited weapon B. Wow. On May 4th, my office asked that probation be revoked. But on May 16th, that same Judge McLean comes back and releases Cotton Powell and tells him basically, be a good boy.
Insane. Lex is right. He says these kids have never been held accountable. They're confused, wondering why all of a sudden they have to go to jail. Yeah, it's like a weird thing to them now. What's up, Kaylin?
On July 24th, he is sentenced to one of the 2 misdemeanors that he's
I agree, James.
charged with. Again, my office asked for jail time after he victimized yet another person. And on July 25th, another judge suspends his sentence and decides that he should be on probation. So,
dude, they just let these people walk.
After a felony of attempted robbery conviction, after a violation of probation, after a second crime, after a second conviction, after no compliance with C. Sosa, the judges say do better and they let him go. And guess what? Within 10 days, he's at it again with Ethan Levine and Edward Corricine. Now, the co-defendant in this case is an individual by the name of Anthony.
Good job, Wayne. You made it, bro. Let's do this. Hell yeah. We get to hear Wayne's voice. Where is... Okay, so go to the caller line. Go to the caller line, bro. You guys ready to hear Wayne's voice? Come on, Wayne. Let's do it. Oh, there he is. He's in the caller line. Let's see if I can pull this up here. Yo, yo, yo. Are you there?
Yo. Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. What's up, man?
What's up, Medi? How are you?
I'm good. Can you guys hear Wayne? You're live, bro. You're live on. Yeah. I'm sure they can hear you.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah. So what's up, man? So what's that?
Where do you want to start?
I'm down to start anywhere. You were talking about inflation. You were trying to go back and forth on inflation. But first of all, you're in the U.S., right? Obviously.
Yes, I'm an American citizen.
What state are you in?
California.
California. You're in Cali too. Are you in SoCal as well?
I'm in San Clemente, California.
Damn, bro, you're in San Clemente. Hell yeah. I used to live there for a good couple of
100%.
years. Huh?
Yeah, 100%. I love that. I love the city, man. I'll
Yeah,
never leave.
I used to live on a street called Canada, but it's pronounced Cañada. If you're from San Clemente, you would know that. Right?
Yeah, I used to live on Avenida Palizada.
Yep.
So right when you come off the highway, right around the corner there.
Okay. Nice,
Yeah.
dude. I love Pedro's tacos. Their breakfast burritos their California burritos were really good. Haven't had them. Haven't had them.
Pedro's Tacos is probably one of the most underrated places in SoCal. Like, I
Yeah.
mean, it's wonderful, wonderful stuff.
Yep.
But
yep.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm
So
American
you
citizen.
were saying inflation is up by like 3% after Biden left office, right?
It's
you want to
currently
start
at
there?
3%. It's at 3.1% currently.
You
When
said
Biden
that
left
it went.
office, I believe.
You said in the chat
No,
that
I said it's at 3% now.
It's at 3% now. I don't know if it's.
Yeah.
I thought you said it went up by 3%. I don't think.
No, it's at 3% now. It's going up. It's been going up since January, so it's been trending up. So now we're at 3.1%.
Inflation last 12 months. The United States inflation. I'm pulling up information right now. Let's take a look, guys. Are you guys happy to hear Wayne's voice now? Let's see. What are they saying? Cali love. They're saying, "Oh, this is don't be a troll." Yes, so good. Da, 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 da. Everyone's loving it, bro. Good job.
I'm not being a troll. I'm just here to spit facts. I'm just here to talk to you guys and just say, hey, you know what? This is what I think of the facts. You guys can say I'm wrong or not, but I just don't know what you guys are seeing. I mean, like, you guys are celebrating, but I'm like, what are we celebrating here? I'm not crying. I'm not a snowflake. I'll call and chat to anybody all day, every day, because I know the facts are on my side.
Well, I mean, the facts are facts, and they're not subjective. But what you're taking from the facts is what we're, I will say, what we disagree on. You know what I'm saying? So, well, it depends on where you pull facts. Like, some people will say it's a fact that what's his name, Jimmy Kimmel got pulled. It's a fact that he got pulled because of Trump, and that's not, in my opinion, that's not a fact. Things like that are not facts.
I'll say this on the Jimmy Kimmel thing, right? Not to overplay, because I think I got into with your chat the last time about this.
Yep.
When Brendan Carr goes on to Benny Johnson's show and says, either ABC does something or we're going to have to figure out something about these licenses. And I think it was Nexstar was trying to buy another round of licenses that were taking them over the threshold legally allowed by law. And then all of a sudden, Nexstar was like, oh, let's go cut him off. There's a direct, it's implied, right? Brendan Carr basically said, you need to take him off air. And they took him off air. So it may not come from Trump directly. And I think that's what Trump does really, really well. He's like, I don't know, talk to the DOJ person. Or I don't know, that was Brendan Carr. But it's all coming through him. He's acting like he's not the president. Right.
So
even the prosecutions of James Comey and all these guys, he put a Truth Social out, and then all of a sudden he turns around and says, "Oh, that was Pam." I mean, are we really that clueless?
So again, what we take, I say that's not a fact. What you're talking about right now is your opinion and what you think of the situation. What I say about that is very simple. Donald Trump, you say Donald Trump is good at this. Is it not true that Donald Trump, for the last God knows how many years, you can count how many years, God knows how many years, Donald Trump has been speaking out against all of these talk show hosts and other hosts in general? Is it not true? Yes or no?
That's very true, but I think there's a difference.
Let me continue. Let me continue, and then you can tell me, because I let you talk. So is it not true that Trump has been speaking out a lot against all of these talk show hosts? Yes or no?
Yes, it's true.
It's true. And is it also not true that if Trump really was trying to get rid of these people or get them canceled or something like that, he would have done that a long time ago. Yes or no?
I don't think so. No, I think before, like in 2016 to 2020, he was shackled, and that's something I agree with you guys on your talking points that back in 2016 he had these guys who were like, no, we really can't do that, no, really don't do that, and this kind of stuff, to where he's like, all right, he was more restrained, right? This Trump 2024, he's not restrained. He gives 0 Fs right now, right? He doesn't care what he says because if he's truly not going to
I'm going to interject real quick.
again,
He's never cared what he said.
Sure.
He always says what he wants to say.
But I'm saying like there were people around him in 2016 and 2016 through 2020 who said, no, we're not going to let you do that, or not necessarily not let you do that, but sir, that's not really a good idea, and he kind of took that advice on board. This time around, he has loyalists, people who just say yes to everything. Pam Body's not going to say no.
I agree. This
Pam
time,
Body's not going to say no to anything to Trump. So that's what I'm saying. Like right now, there's nobody telling him, sir, that's really not a good idea. They'll push through with it. And then if there's enough backlash from where there's other Republicans, if there's such a thing, or the public really goes into an uproar, then they're like, oh, let's pull back. I mean, like, look at Pam Bondi. She was talking about trying to prosecute hate speech, and everybody's like, whoa, wait a second. Even the conservatives are like, whoa. You need to put a cork in that. And all of a sudden, she'll pull back on that. That's what I'm saying. Right now, he's got no restriction.
Let me stop because you're rambling now.
Okay.
So I agree that Trump before did not have the right people behind him. Now he has the right people. However, I disagree. Trump has always said what he wants to say, regardless if people want to tell him, oh, maybe you shouldn't do that, or maybe you shouldn't say that. He always says what he wants to say. Now, I will also agree with you on the fact that the FCC commissioner or whoever that was, he shouldn't have said what he said. That to me doesn't make sense. But that to me is not Trump. You're saying he's indirectly getting rid of Jimmy Kimmel. I don't think that is true.
Right.
I think can you see your screen? Can you see my live?
I can't. I'm on my phone, so.
Okay, so I have on live the ratings, and
right. I've seen that. I've seen. I mean,
I know. So let me. You were talking. I'll let you talk. Let me finish. So his ratings. Do you agree that his ratings are probably an all-time low?
Yes, they're poor.
Okay.
I mean, that's the thing.
Hold on.
That's the thing for all night.
They're all-time low. Would you say that?
That's the trend for all night, for all late night, yeah.
Okay. And then would you also agree that his show is negative profitability?
I could agree with that. I mean, I'm not into production or TV, but I could see that. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So, and are you a business owner?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And how long have you been a business owner?
15 years now.
And do you make money on your? Do you have another type of income?
I do investments on my own, but I mean that's on the side. Like it's nothing. I wouldn't quote unquote call that a business. It's just more like a side hustle.
If your business lost money for 2 years in a row, would you keep doing the exact same thing, or would you make a change to it?
I would make a change. Like I said, I would have had no issue if this was Disney, like if this was Disney saying, you know what, we just making, Jimmy, you're not making us money. Hey, we're going to cut it. Like, how Disney has been cutting all those folks from ESPN and so forth. I would have had no issue with that. My issue was, it was literally after Brendan Carr went on Benny Johnson's show and said, you know what, he has to go off because of the whole Charlie Kirk thing, whatever the joke, whatever he was trying to say, and he has to go off, and they immediately cut him off. And I said, even if that was not supposed to be the way it was supposed to happen, the perception is reality, right? The perception is that Brendan Carr threatened them, and Disney.
So you're going back to the same point you already made, and we heard that already. We already know what your point is, and I already agreed that Brandon Carr or whatever, however you pronounce his name, shouldn't have done that.
Awesome.
I'm agreeing with you on that.
Okay.
That's wrong. As the FCC commissioner, that's what he is, right? The FCC commissioner.
Yes, he's the FCC commissioner. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think that's wrong. As the commissioner, come out and do that. I think there's other ways for him to go about doing whatever it is that he did if he found some kind of violation or something he thought was wrong. Now, for Democrats or for anyone to go out and say Trump said something and that's what this happened because of what Trump said, well, you could do that about almost anything because Trump runs his mouth and says whatever he wants about anything, all kinds of things. And again, if Jimmy Kimmel is losing money 2 years in a row and his ratings are the worst they've ever been, and then he comes out and says something that is highly not popular, even with his own few followers that he has left, that's a major problem. And in my opinion, it's a business decision for them to get rid of. Is his company private or public or government? Is it a government-run agency or is it a public or private company?
Which one, Disney?
Yeah.
It's a public company.
It's not a government-run company, correct?
No, it's not a government-run company.
Trump doesn't control that company.
No, but then he is.
So we can sit here and speculate and draw lines, all kinds of lines all over the place if we wanted to. But in my opinion, and I think the reality of fact is that Trump, again, the reason we love Trump is he'll give you his opinion. And he will tell you what's on his mind. And he'll tell you what his thoughts are. His thoughts are, Trump's thoughts are, these guys shouldn't be on TV. Trump, do you agree that Trump had a very successful show or shows on TV? Do you agree with that?
I mean, I used to watch The Apprentice. I mean, I
agree, but wasn't he a successful a guy that had successful shows on TV? He did. So he knows a thing or two.
I mean, I've already said I used to watch The Apprentice. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, we all did. But and what I'm trying to say is he knows a thing or two, bro. And if he comes out and says, I don't know why these guys are on TV, they shouldn't be. That's obvious. He's talking about, hey man, I know a thing or two. I know what's going on. These guys are running a business that's failing, and I don't know why they're on TV. I would say the same thing.
So, Medi,
but that doesn't mean.
Can I respond real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
Can I respond real quick?
Sure.
There's a difference when that's coming from private citizen Donald Trump as opposed to I'm president of the United States, Donald Trump, right? You said that you like the fact that he speaks his mind and says what's on his mind. The problem is he is president of the United States. What he says moves with the force of the government. So
no,
we can say
I don't agree.
Carson
I don't agree with you. I don't
FCC
agree with you. That's not true. I think the president of the United States, just like every other United States citizen, has the right to speak his mind and speak freely. It doesn't mean that just because he comes on and says this is what I think, that doesn't mean that he's speaking. He's saying something that is going to have some kind of action that's going to take place after that, or that he's forcing something on someone. I think he's able to say what he wants, and I think that's something that is refreshing coming from a president, is us knowing how the president feels about things as a human. It's relatable, and it's something that makes sense. It's like, dude, we've seen presidents all of our lives, and being a president doesn't mean you can never speak your mind anymore. I mean, do you think, and so in your opinion, presidents, once you become president, you can no longer ever say your own personal opinion?
No, Medi, what I'm saying is that you have to be careful with your speech. The reason why you have to be careful with your speech is because the president of the United States.
I don't think you have to be careful with your speech. I think being careful with your speech. I think being careful. The president of the United States can literally crash the stock market, Medi. I mean, what's there not to understand there? If he turns around, like every time he says, "I'm buying a crypto coin," crypto jumps because he moves markets. He can literally move a market. Well,
I'm not saying he can't have a personal opinion. I'm just saying that
I agree that what he says
in his word.
I agree that what he says about some of the financial stuff has some kind of an effect on the market.
I mean, that's a pump and dump. That's a pump and dump. I'm in investments. That's a literal pump and dump. Like that's a pump and dump with people like
that's debatable
this,
too, and
people
that
get
would be a
and then
whole.
people get out because it's going to crash.
That's debatable too, and that's a whole nother conversation. But I don't want you to
It's not
straw man.
debatable. I'm in investments. It's not debatable. It happens all the time.
I don't want you to straw man our current conversation. You're straw manning our conversation.
Do you know who gets hurt? Do you know who gets hurt?
You're straw manning our. Go back to the
conversation.
Go back to the conversation. You're doing the same thing you do in the chat.
Okay.
Stick to the conversation. So
okay.
I don't think when someone becomes president, they can no longer speak their mind. Yes, what presidents say sometimes will have some type of effect on what plays out in real life, and so does everybody. As CEO,
it does.
Sorry, bro, I gotta stop you because you keep talking.
I
might have to mute you if you don't stop. But a CEO has that effect. Anybody with substantial weight or value can affect any market. A president more so. And I think him saying what he said was not something where it was the reason for Jimmy Kimmel's cancellation. And I think that's something that we're going to have to agree to disagree on. You feel that way about it, but I don't think that presidents or anybody should be like as you said, be careful or watch what you say. I think being too PC is a problem, and that's I think a lot of people on the right feel the same way. It's, hey, dude, we're tired of watching what we say when everyone on the left is free to say whatever they want to say, including calling people Nazis. So the problem we are touching on now is, hey, how come he's saying stuff? He's welcome to say what he wants, and when he does that, it doesn't mean that he's the one that did all of these things, or because of what he said, these things happen. That's a line that you're drawing that is
May
not.
I respond real quick?
It is. I'm just saying. It's what you're saying. It goes back to the very first thing I told you when you jumped on the phone call with me. Is there are facts, and the actual facts are not subjective. They're objective. And then there are things that we consider that you may consider to be a fact, but it is your perception of what's happening. It's not an actual fact. And this is one of those things. And we'll have to agree to disagree.
I mean, we can leave that one because clearly we see things a little bit differently on that one. Like I said, I'm not saying you can't have an opinion. I'm just saying that as a president, it's like a parent, right, with a child. A parent with a child does not just say anything that they want, because they know that they have to have measured words, because they're guiding a country, a person through life of the next 4 years. I'm not saying he can't have an opinion. I'm just saying, hey, dude, okay, just be careful, because whatever you say, somebody's going to interpret that and say, you know what, the president was saying I need to go and get this guy fired. And that's what he's going to do.
Yeah, but you know what, bro? Here's the problem is, who is the person that's going to be the judge of what he can say and what he can't say? You know what I'm saying? And at some point, you're going to run into the issue of the same thing you have with fact checkers. We had fact checkers fact-checking Americans on social media, and then it's like, who are these people that are checking facts? That's not cool. Do you agree that's not cool?
Well,
do you see where I'm going with this?
I hear what you're saying, but then like I said, the part I wanted to really emphasize it, because you said it was PC. It's got nothing to do with being politically correct. He can say whatever he wants. I have no problem with him saying whatever he wants, but then where my issue is that, you know what, say what you want, but then don't then backtrack and say, oh, that was Pam's doing. When you're like, literally, you're not telling her to do something, but you are telling her to do something. Do you see what I'm saying? You're not telling Brendan Clark to do something.
I think you take that and you go too far with that. I think our president, he says all kinds of things. And as I said in the very beginning, Trump has said all sorts of things about these talk show hosts forever. And they were never canceled before, and nothing happened before. He, even in this time that he's president now, he's said things about talk show hosts. He continues to say things about CNN, MSNBC. We see it daily. They're not canceled. They're not removed. They're not being somehow hurt in any way. And he's still saying what he wants to say. So that proves what he's saying is not going and directly affecting these companies or these talk show hosts or these anchors that are on CNN or MSNBC. Right now, literally today, he was saying, "Hey, you're fake news." You know, so he's been doing that forever. But now, when finally, you know, it came to a point where I have it on this. I've been having it on the screen, the top of my screen, this whole time. These talk show hosts are scheduled to lose $25 million this year alone, and now we're at a point where it's not what he's saying, bro. It just doesn't make any sense. These guys are having, like, dude, Jimmy Kimmel and whoever else is out there. If they don't switch up their strategy, it makes no sense for the companies to keep paying these guys. Do you agree with that?
Why are they still paying?
Let me ask you this. Do you agree that it makes no business, as a business owner, you said you own a business for 15 years. Does it make sense to you for a business to keep paying Jimmy Kimmel if he keeps doing the same exact thing every night and he's losing $25 million? Does that make sense to you?
It doesn't. It does not make sense to me.
Can you repeat that again? Hold on. Can you just repeat?
It does not make sense to me.
Okay.
It does not make sense to me, but it clearly makes sense to Disney. They're still paying him.
Why do you think? Why would they? Why do you think it makes sense for them to continue paying him to do the exact same thing? Bashing,
though, right?
Hang on, bashing the president every night, all night, every night, the whole time he's on the show.
That's a Disney decision, though, right? That's a Disney
I know.
decision, right?
So now you're saying that's a Disney decision, but when he gets fired, it's not a Disney decision?
No, because of the circumstances. Like I've already said, if Disney had come out and said we're firing Jimmy and said we're moving on, no one would have had I would not have had a word to say about that. I've already conceded that point.
Bro, you're saying that you're saying that it's Disney's decision to have him on, even though it makes no sense. It's Disney's decision to keep paying him, but then when he gets blown out by Disney because he blatantly said things that even the last few viewers that he has didn't even like it. You're saying he got blown out. That wasn't Disney's decision, even though Disney's the one that's paying him to be on. Come on, bro. You got to see
Disney
that.
Disney wasn't the one who took him off air. The ones who took him off air first were Sinclair and Nexstar, whatever it was. They're the ones who said we take him off.
You're getting into the weeds, but you get the point.
No, but it's the truth, though. Those are the facts.
Come on,
like we said, we
man.
can't argue the facts, right? We can't argue the facts.
I know. Okay, but dude, honestly, I'm gonna say this because I want to get back to the show, and I had you on. It was good. It was a good discussion, and I'm glad that you're a normal guy, and you're not like.
I told you I was a normal guy. I'm not going to be rude to you. We're just having a conversation. We just disagree on things. That's it.
Yeah, and I gave you a platform just now, right? And I get your voice heard.
Hey, I appreciate you. If I can save one or two people on your side who come to see the light, I appreciate it. That's all I got.
There you go.
I appreciate it, Medi.
And even the same thing goes for you. If even through this conversation, you can kind of start understanding a little bit of where we come from. I love the debate. I love that we're coming together and doing this. You know, there's a lot of people in my chat that are on the other side of politics, whatever that may be. And I love that, and I'm glad to do that. And I'm glad to have you on again in the future after this, anytime. So thanks for doing it, man. It takes guts, and I'll give you a W for that, man. Good job.
Thanks, boss. Appreciate you guys.
You the man. Thanks for coming on the stream and hanging out with us, even though we disagree. Thanks for calling in. All that stuff, bro. That was good. W for that, bro.
Thanks,
good
man.
stuff. Appreciate you, bro. And I'm glad you're in SoCal. Maybe I'll come see you one day or something. Maybe you come see me when I do my live streams.
Thank you, Medi, baby.
Yes, sir. You know I know it, bro. That's part somewhat my town too. So anyway.
Hey, come on through.
All right, baby. Thanks, dude.
All right,
appreciate you. Have a good one. See you. Bye. All right. Holy cow. I didn't even get to look at the chat that much. Wow. Look at this chat, dude. How are you guys doing? How'd you guys like that? How was it? Was it good? W. Wayne, huh? W. Wayne. State Line says, that's why I wish Smith Munt was reversed. Then we don't know what's out there. Okay. Yeah, you guys like that? Yeah, Wayne's a normal guy, guys. Wayne's a normal guy. All right, cool. He's not a bot. No, just kidding. Benjamin says, love you, but I do disagree. Good stuff, guys. That was cool. I like that. I liked it. That was good. How did you guys think we did? We did good, right? Did you guys like the discussion? W show? Hell yeah, bro. Hell yeah. Thank you, Ruby. Yeah. All right. Good stuff. All right. We didn't get to inflation. Inflation's not 3 point something. It's 2 point. Well, we'll have to take a look. Love it. That was good, man. Good job, Wayne. Glad you did that, bro. Let's get back to a little video and then we'll keep talking. That was good stuff. Love it. At least there were no personal attacks. Agree. That's why I said W Wayne, man. Good job, man. Appreciate you coming on. That was great. Boo Boo says, great job, Medi. Thank you. Good chat, no arguing. Yeah. That was fantastic. Min says, do you want my real answer? LMAO. Yes, Min, we want the real answer. What do you have to say about it? I would never do personal attacks. Good job, bro. Honestly, Wayne, good going. And hey, maybe you come join me on some of my live street interviews. Maybe come along, bro. We'll go have a little fun. Now that I know you're not a troll. Or you know that you kind of troll a little bit, but not really. Maybe not. He's here being genuine. Kind of a little. Oh yeah. All right. Let's go with this one.
Anthony Taylor. He charged also.
Min, tell us.
So with the same arrest, he is with the same crimes. He is from Maryland. He is 18 years old. We are unaware.
Lex says beer for Wayne. There you go, buddy.
Aware of any history as it relates to him.
That was fun, guys. If you guys want to jump on, as you can see, calling in works really well on Discord. That was great. State Line, thank you, man. Thanks for helping.
I want to thank the Metropolitan Police Department.
State Line, I did not hear about the deleted post. Let me know.
I want to thank the fact that this department went above and beyond and worked incredibly hard with the little evidence that we had to identify two of the perpetrators that were going to be.
Sorry to keep pausing it. Min finally came back. She said, I have a 155 IQ and I was struggling with his thought logic process. The logic trail kept hitting walls of opinion.
Able to
Yeah, that's what I was trying to get to. And it's all good. And no bad dogs here. You know, I just, you have to kind of work through some of those opinionated things. And again, truths that are not really truths, that are just subjective things. And it's good to talk and get that out and go through it.
Prosecute in criminal court. And I want to mention and thank the chief, and I also want to thank Mayor Bowser for her assistance in helping us. This is a coordinated effort by all of us. I also want to thank the marshals who are here, and they'll be speaking to you in a minute. But I again urge the D.C. Council to reconsider those trilogy of laws that allow Washington, D.C. to allow these young people to go out and victimize, re-victimize, and keep re-victimizing and putting the safety of the citizens who live, work, and visit here at risk. And I ask them to stand up finally and send a clear message, because the people of this district deserve no less than safety. So I want to call upon the police chief, Pamela Smith, to say a few words.
Right. Thank you, Judge Pirro. Good afternoon. I'm Pamela A. Smith, Chief of Police for the Metropolitan Police Department. I'm joined today by Commander Kevin Kentish of our Criminal Investigations Division and Detective Thomas O'Donnell of the Carjacking Task Force. The Metropolitan Police Department is proud to stand alongside our partners at the United States Attorney's Office and the United States Marshal Service in announcing 2 additional arrests in the attempted carjacking of Mr. Edward Corstein. This is the latest example of the continuous partnerships between our agencies and our collective community commitment to removing individuals who harm our communities out of our community. It is because of the swift response of our officers 2 suspects were immediately arrested after the offense occurred. Since the morning of August 3rd, detectives assigned to the Metropolitan Police Department Carjacking Task Force have worked tirelessly with all of our partners to identify and apprehend the 2 outstanding.
Come on, random. No, I told you guys how I feel about the PC. I don't think once you become president, you gotta, stop talking or stop saying what you personally believe. Yes, of course, presidents can sway things, but I think we should be able to hear the president out. And I love hearing Donald Trump speak and give us his opinion, even if it makes some people think that he's controlling things when he's not. But yeah, I don't think we need to be PC.
Suspects.
What's up?
Just minutes before the attempted carjacking on Swan Street, both of these suspects were involved in a robbery just a few blocks away from U Street. This behavior is indicative of what we see time and time again. A small group of suspects committed a series of violent crime offenses in a very short period of time. These arrests send a very strong message to our community. If you commit violent acts in our community, you will be found, you will be held accountable, and you will face justice. Together, we will continue to work tirelessly to ensure our
By the way, if anybody plays Clash Royale, let me know.
Neighbors in our communities, that you remain safe and that those who threaten the safety will be held accountable. I'd also like to thank Judge Pirro and her team for working alongside the Metropolitan Police Department for getting this case to where it is today. I'd also like to thank Mayor Muriel Bowser, who has also been very, very supportive of public safety in this city. And since I've been in this space as the chief, she has certainly been a strong supporter and an advocate.
Wayne, what he was talking about was these ratings. So this is Jimmy Kimmel on the bottom left, and then those are the profitability. That's the profitability on the top of the screen, and you can see for 2023, 2024, 2025, the profitability is negative. They're losing money, and it's doubling every year. So they're expected to lose $25 million in 2025, and it looks like it'll be over $50 million negative for 2026 if it goes at that current pace. That's why it doesn't make business sense, man. They honestly, Jimmy Kimmel should have changed things up a long time ago or been blown out a long time ago.
Advocate for what we need to do in this city to drive down crime. And lastly, the members of the Metropolitan Police Department, the Carjacking Task Force, and our detectives who every single day go out there and investigate those crimes to ensure that our citizens and our communities feel safe. Thank you so much.
Min, good job. You got your pen and books. Let me know, what kind of pens did you get and books? I want to see.
Turn it back over to Judge Pirro.
All right, and now I'd like to call Don Schneider up from the U.S. Marshals. Thank you.
But again, I'm going to say it again. I'm probably repeating myself, but Wayne, I liked the call. That was fun speaking and having someone on, and I'm glad that you were able to do it. And like the chat was saying, you didn't do any personal attacks, and it was cordial, and it was good, man. It was a good discussion, and we could do more of that.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Chief Inspector Don Snyder. I am the commander of the Capital Area Regional Fugitive Task Force with the United States Marshal Service. I also have Superior Court United States Marshal Tony Dixon with me. The mission of the Cardiff is to reduce violent crime and enhance public safety through the investigation and apprehension of violent fugitives.
Yes, it was, Kaylin.
So fugitive investigations can be complex and are often inherently dangerous. Deputy U.S. Marshals and law enforcement officers across the country place the communities they serve before themselves when investigating and apprehending violent fugitives. Ensuring the service of justice for citizen victims can be extremely costly. We work closely at the Cardiff in D.C. with the Metropolitan Police Department. Our partnership is...
Thanks, Wayne. Again, man, thanks for being part of it, and glad to have you, bro. Even if we disagree on stuff, love to have the dialogue, man. Thanks again, dude. See you later. Appreciate it. Thanks for calling in, bro. That was good. I'm glad you did Discord. Might as well keep it, bro. You did it, you know? No, bro, we don't want the blue pill. No blue pill.
Is strong. It is the case in this investigation. So in the fugitive business, we regularly ask ourselves two very important questions. How do we manage risk to the community, to law enforcement, and to the offender when attempting to conduct a safe arrest operation? And how does law enforcement with limited resources and personnel best mitigate the risk of violent crime in our communities? So through high quality constitutional law enforcement, strong investigations and prosecutions, righteous convictions, and sentences of consequence, holistic mitigation of violence also requires organizations in the community to provide opportunities for growth and positive engagement with families and our youth. Over the past 75 days, the DC Safe and Beautiful Task Force has arrested over 4,700 offenders, seizing over 460 illicit firearms during these arrests. Violent crime is down across the city. Our mission at the DC Safe and Beautiful Task Force is to end crime in America's capital, making it the safest city in the nation. Law enforcement and National Guard are doing our best to do our part. Now we need everybody to come together and work together to eliminate violence in the district for good and provide families and our youth with opportunities to thrive. The DC Safe and Beautiful Task Force is an absolutely wonderful thing. It's
someone just called me out. Said Kaylin said, Medi, will you show the post State Line sent you? State Line, did you send it in Discord? Let me see here. State Line. Where did you send it? Conversation was fine and Wayne was respectful, but you can tell that in his world he is never wrong. Eric says the conversation was fine and Wayne was respectful, but you can tell that in his world he is never wrong, even without providing any evidence, which Medi did, which are the financials. Yeah. W Eric on that, bro, for sure. You said IG, bro. Let me pull it up right now. Yes, let me pull up IG. Let's see here. We're pulling up the one State Line sent. Oh, Cash Patel. There he is. Let me do this. Go like this. And then we can... Okay, so this is... where are we at here? 1 second, guys. Pull this up, and go like this. Boom. This is the one that State Line sent over. Let's get this a little bigger here. Cash Patel tweets and deletes mysterious list on X. Let's see what is it. Cash Patel says Bill Clinton, Prince Andrew, Mickey Mouse, Biggie Cheese, John Pork, P. Diddy, and Donald Trump. And someone here, the original poster here said, or this poster here says, sources say the now deleted tweet from Cash Patel contained a numbered list titled "They Know." So I guess the title of this is "They Know." Within minutes, followers began speculating about its meaning, some calling it a leak, others late night accident. Witnesses claim Patel deleted the post less than 4 minutes after publishing, but screenshots are already circulating across X and Reddit. Officials have not commented on the list's contents, fueling even more online theories. So guys, what is this? Doc Rich, he nailed it. Okay, he's been trying to get me to play this for a long time. Let's see. Doc Rich, he nailed it.
Now, he absolutely nailed.
Is it this one?
This. And I don't think anybody can debate that. Check it out.
If you're not sure what to protest about next, fear no more, I got you covered. The next time your party leaders choose a presidential candidate behind closed doors without holding a fair primary, start a No Kings protest. The next time politicians try to force medical decisions on you, like take the jab or lose your job instead of giving you freedom of choice, start a No Kings protest. The next time they silence journalists or ban accounts all over social media or call dissent misinformation just to control the narrative, start a No Kings protest. The next time...
Tamara, you got to tell me how to say it. I will be on later, yes. I'm going to go to the gym. I'm going to do either leg day or upper lower body. And then we'll go from there. This is a good video, bro. W. James, bro, he just sent this video over. It's a good one. Let's refresh this because I want to hear from the tippy.
Now, he absolutely nailed this. And I don't think anybody can debate that. Check it out.
If you're not sure what to protest about next, fear no more, I got you covered. The next time your party leaders choose a presidential candidate behind closed doors without holding a fair primary, start a No Kings protest. The next time politicians try to force medical decisions on you, like take the...
Check it out.
If you're not sure what to protest about next, fear no more, I got you covered. The next time your party leaders choose a presidential candidate behind closed doors without holding a fair primary, start a No...
Like the Democrats did 3 terms in a row. As we all know, because you guys know, I'll let you guys know that. Did the 3 terms in a row.
Kings protest. The next time politicians try to force medical decisions on you, like take the jab or lose your job instead of giving you freedom of choice, start a No Kings protest.
We know who did that.
The next time they silence journalists or ban accounts all over social media or call dissent misinformation just to control the narrative, start a No Kings protest.
Biden did that.
The next time...
Well, the whole Democratic Party did that. Biden was just a heartbeat in the Oval Office. The elites, the Democratic Party did that.
And they send billions of taxpayer dollars overseas while Americans struggle to pay rent, groceries, and gas. Start a No Kings protest.
There you go.
Next time unelected bureaucrats create laws through
USAID, right?
No Kings protest. The next time unelected bureaucrats create laws through agencies instead of letting Congress vote, start a No Kings protest.
We know who did that.
Next time they try to control speech by labeling your beliefs as hate just to shut you up, start a No Kings protest. And the next time they pretend to care about democracy but silence their political opponents.
Now
Damn, bro, good one. Good one.
Go. Now, always the presumption is
Good
the party
one,
that's
bro.
out of power, party who's not in the White House, is going to do well in the midterms. That's certainly what happened in 2018 under Trump. But everything's really different this time around. So I think, yeah, the Democrats have got to be going into 2026 being really nervous. And the Democrats are all split and divided. But guess who won't tell you that? The media. They don't want to spotlight their own internal fights.
Exactly. I mean, they are just, of course, the Democrats always carrying water. The media is for those leftist talking points. As it's 4 o'clock Eastern time, this is Tim Graham with Newsbusters. We're awaiting President Trump from the White House, greeting a couple of the LSU baseball teams. We'll have that in just a second. Tim, thanks again for joining us right now. Your thoughts of just the inception, of conservative media years ago, but now it's growing and growing and growing. How is that beneficial to the American people?
Well, I started here at the Media Research Center in 1989, was, almost the same time that Rush Limbaugh emerged. And then, of course, we got some Fox News in 96, but a lot of the internet in the mid 90s. And the main reason that
Thank you, James. Good one, bro. Good work.
liberals hate it is it's like, because conservative media will say, well, here's what they're not telling you, or here's the story they're not showing you. Here's where they don't want you to hear about Laken Riley being raped and murdered by an illegal alien. And they get really unhappy. They don't want to tell you that their hero, Kilmar Abrego Garcia, is a wife beater and a human trafficker. And they get really mad because it's like, who's letting them have this other information? again, the conservatives are like, just let us compete on the playing field.
What is a woman? It's not a trick question. Is a woman.
What is it? That's a stupid question, dude. That's a dumb question.
What is a woman? It's not a trick question. What is a woman?
Who identifies as a woman?
You can't answer the question with the question. Yeah, define the woman without saying woman.
It's a social role.
You're in college, paying for an education. What is a woman?
How about you talk to someone with media training? How about you talk to someone
You don't need media training. It's not a trick. What is a woman?
who identifies as a woman?
You can't answer the question with the...
What are you talking about?
It's the college kids of America going hundreds of thousands of dollars into debt who think it's a trick question when you ask them what a woman is. What is a woman?
What is it? That's a stupid question, dude. That's a dumb question.
What is a woman? It's not a trick question. What is a woman?
Curious about outspoken online characters facing real challenges? Watch these.
COVID or to like protect? Can you tell us why you're still wearing a mask? Is that for COVID or to like protect your identity? Touch my.
You do not choke me.
Transgender boys who might not have their own money to go buy tampons, if they're provided free in the bathroom, it's a huge plus.
Men do not menstruate. Only women menstruate. Now, you can call yourself whatever you want.
Don't menstruate, but trans men do menstruate.
No,
Same
they
as
don't.
non-binary people.
Only women.
Menstruating is not exclusive
Yes,
to
it
cis
is.
women. No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
So explain to me as to why my body
if you are,
menstruated at
if
some
your
point
chromosomes are XX and you're young, you menstruate. If you're XY, you don't.
Correct, but what about trans men and non-binary?
They're
We're
not men.
excluding a whole group of
They're
people
women
that
dressed
menstruate.
as men. You are not a man. You can pretend to be a man, and that's okay. That's perfectly fine. Live your life.
This elementary school teacher tried to explain basic biology to Wokies, and all they could do was pretend to laugh. Maybe they all need to go back to the 5th grade.
I believe that the Constitution's the best.
And straight. Now, you can call yourself
Men
whatever you
don't
want.
menstruate, but provided free in the bathroom money to go buy tampons. If they're provided free in the bathroom, it's a huge plus.
Men do not menstruate. Only women menstruate. Now, you can call yourself whatever...
Oh, shoot. Sorry, I was muted. I said I'm going to play this video here. After this, I'm going to go to the gym, and then I will be on later. But I want to watch this thing. This is good.
Transgender boys who might not have their own money to go buy tampons. If they're provided free in the bathroom, it's a huge plus.
Men do not menstruate. Only women menstruate. Now, you can call yourself
Cis men
whatever you
don't
want.
menstruate, but trans men do menstruate.
No,
Same
they
as
don't.
non-binary people.
Only women.
Menstruating is not exclusive
Yes,
to
it
cis
is.
women. No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
So explain to me as to why my body
if you are,
menstruated at
if
some
your
point
chromosomes are XX and you're young, you menstruate. If you're XY, you don't.
Correct, but what about trans men and non-binary?
They're
We're
not men.
excluding a whole group of
They're
people
women
that
dressed
menstruate.
as men. You are not a man. You can pretend to be a man, and that's okay. That's perfectly fine. Live your life.
This elementary school teacher tried to explain basic biology to Wokies, and all they could do was pretend to laugh. Maybe they all need to go back to the 5th grade.
I believe that the Constitution's the best document in political history.
Greatest political document ever
There you
written.
go.
Thank you.
I want to know, how is it possible to believe that when it's based on racist principles? They describe indigenous peoples as merciless Indian savages. They don't describe African Americans as full people, and they don't even recognize other people of color and other minorities that we see today. So,
really? Are you out of your cotton picking mind? So you're gay? I didn't know you were gay.
Lex.
How did you become gay? How did you become gay?
I just want to know how you think.
Are you out of your cotton picking mind? Really? Really?
Really?
Really? Really?
I think it's possible to believe that's such a great document we're
Thank
founded
you for the
upon.
question. Where does it say that in the document? No, keep her. Where does it say that in the document?
I'm sorry, what?
Where does it say what you said in the actual document?
I'm not entirely sure,
It
but...
doesn't.
No, it...
Damn.
She tried to call the Constitution racist, but when asked to back it up, she had no sources. LOL.
If you're willing to be educated, I'm willing to teach, but if you're not willing to listen, a transmasculine person in a dress talking to transphobes is never safe, whether it's physical or verbal.
Okay, so you're not willing to have a discussion because it wouldn't be a safe space.
I am not willing to have a discussion about whether or not I am real and valid.
This Wokey says that other voices should be given more priority because she's so privileged.
Anybody that fears a slut walk is ignorant, and I think that anybody that fears too much, I mean, sometimes, excuse me,
You're
go
a
away.
Slut.
Well, what does it make you if you have sex with different women?
A slut maker. You're a slut. You're a slut.
You're a slut.
You're a slut.
Well, what does it make you if you have sex with different women?
A slut maker.
So to me, it's having ownership over your own space.
These Wokies act terrible and look terrible. They undermine their own arguments on women's issues.
In the past, you've talked about how white Australians, Americans, Europeans are being replaced by non-white immigrants in what is often referred to as the Great Replacement Theory. This is the same...
Have I said that whites are being replaced?
Well...
I don't think I said that.
Well, it's been mentioned on your show 4,000 times. And
really, when did I say that?
On your show.
I said whites are being replaced?
You have said that before.
Really?
Yeah.
I would challenge you to cite that because I'm pretty sure I haven't said that. I said native-born Americans are being replaced, including blacks.
Native-born Americans.
Native-born Americans.
And
Americans who, like black Americans, have been African Americans, have been in the United States for, in many cases, their families over 400 years. And their concerns are every bit as real and valid and alive to me as the concerns of white people whose families have been there 400 years. So I've never said that whites are being replaced. Not one time. And you can't cite it.
Untrue.
So we just met, but when our relationship starts with a lie, it makes it tough to be friends. So
well, you've been lying
let's
about
pull that back. I'm happy to explain what I do think.
So.
Well, you actually can't say it because I didn't say it. It's not. First of all,
it's inspired one of the worst Australian guys
how do they
of all
get
time
people this stupid in the media? I guess it doesn't pay well. Look, I'm sorry. I've lived among people like you for too long, and I don't mean to call you stupid. Maybe you're just pretending to be, but
a Wokey journalist tried painting him as a monster by implication. She got debunked. Apparently,
hell yeah, Connor, he's the GOAT. I remember when that happened. That was a good discussion too, actually. That was in Australia. He goes out to Australia and they try to cook him and he turned it around on them. He's like, bro, you guys are crazy. He's like, I guess they're not paying you much. Oh, dude.
She quit her job after this exchange. LMAO.
Do you sincerely believe that I should be subject to punitive justice on the basis of what I'm wearing? And if so, are you willing to turn yourself in for wearing women's panties in your gay college film?
Well, I'll take those questions in order, I guess. The first one, I would encourage you to behave as a man, is what I would do, because you are a man, and I don't know how exactly you came to the point where you think you're a woman or very much would like to be a woman, but you aren't. And I don't think anyone who is affirming your delusion is helping you. I don't think that they're actually an ally of yours.
Jeez, bro. Lex, dude, I love how he's telling him straight up, you are not a woman, you are a man. And you're right. He looks miserable. Whatever it is that he's doing does not look good on him right now.
I think they're lying to you, affirming your delusion to be a woman, but you aren't. And I don't think anyone who is affirming your delusion is helping you. I don't think that they're actually an ally of yours. I think they're lying to you, and I think it's very disrespectful, and I think it will not lead to your flourishing. I think it will only immiserate you. And so you might hate me for telling you the truth, but I think the truth will set you free.
This Wokey came at him with so many bad faith statements. He responded with a calm and cool reality check.
What's up, Jonah?
What do you have to say to the trans students on this campus who feel actively victimized by your presence here?
Life's tough. Get a helmet, man. I'm too pregnant for this. Next question.
She was just too pregnant to engage in her Wokey nonsense right now. Get a helmet, LOL.
Microsoft staff introducing themselves to the audience. Here they go.
Hello, everyone. I'm Natalie Gadilla. I'm a Caucasian woman with long blonde hair, and I go by she, her. I'm a product marketing lead here at Microsoft and co-host of the podcast Security Unlocked with this guy.
Yes, that would be me. Hello, everyone. I'm Nick Fillingham. I'm a Caucasian man with glasses and a beard. I go by he, him, and I'm a security evangelist here at Microsoft.
I'm an Asian
What the hell is going on, guys? What is this? Is this real? How did we miss this? Microsoft introducing, they tried to be like, what? It's hard to, Kaylin is right, this is cringe, it's hard to watch. Well, what the hell is this?
Did I go?
Hold on.
Hello, everyone. I'm Natalie Gadilla. I'm a Caucasian woman with long blonde hair, and I go by she, her. I'm a product marketing lead here at Microsoft and co-host of the podcast Security Unlocked with this guy.
Yes, that would be me. Hello, everyone. I'm Nick Fillingham. I'm a Caucasian man with glasses and a beard. I go by he, him, and I'm a security evangelist here at Microsoft.
I'm an Asian and white female with dark brown hair wearing a red sleeveless top.
I'm a tall Hispanic male wearing a blue shirt, khaki pants.
Now, Bella, speaking as a Caucasian, you know, sort of Dutch background, he, him, Microsoft says it was doing this to help out the blind. But why is stating your race and your gender pronouns relevant in discussing tech issues?
Oh, it's completely irrelevant. This is just massive wokeness on a level that I've never seen before. You know, you think you reach peak woke and then you see something like this and you realize that you haven't. And it's just really unbelievable, and it's embarrassing. It's the most cringeworthy thing I've seen on television.
Just when you thought you've seen peak wokeness, I can't believe we have to introduce ourselves with disclaimers now.
I know I'm gay, actually. Okay, females. I'm gay. You see, typical lefty. You don't like someone, call them homophobic, call them a fascist, call them a racist, call them a Nazi. Because that's what The Guardian teaches you. This is what happens when you drink too much soy milk. It rots your brain.
Overloaded on soy, she accused him of all sorts of nasty things based on his skin color, but they're the tolerant ones.
Antifa. It's not real. Yeah, it's pathetic. It's disgusting.
Well, let everyone know in your... Yeah, you can show my face, yeah? Let everyone know that...
You feel me back?
Yeah, that's all good.
You guys, go on. No, go on.
No, it's the fact that you lied to us.
We didn't lie to you.
No, you did.
What does all this say?
Okay, let me change my mind, okay? Let me
Keep an eye on the board.
You worked... You're a racist. You worked really well with your work.
As well, you know.
How do I manage to be racist if I'm black? Is that true?
No,
Does that happen?
Say
that again?
Can I be black and racist?
Yes, of course you can.
How's that?
Because racism is discrimination against any other race, you backwards idiot. You guys have such a fool way of thinking. Yeah, record me. I look sexy. And what? And do you think I care? Both of you. It's like you... Look, actually, he's getting annoyed, isn't it? He's keeping quiet because he knows I'm right.
It's so ironic that these wokies are the ones to go unhinged and ruin someone's stand like this. Earth to wokey white boys. Wokies hate you too.
Yeah, but like when you're talking about the immigration debate, you said if you were here illegally, then you should get deported. I feel like that is stopping.
That's a very moderate view, by the way.
I feel like that's stopping like a more progressive debate on how we could help solve the immigration crisis. And
you solve it by deporting the criminals, aka every single one that broke our laws to come here. That's a very moderate position.
But I'm just saying, like, there's like ideas out there that America's this free land, and if you come here, you make it rich. Like, there's a false narrative that's like going out, that's like causing people to come here illegally, and like they try to cross the Rio Grande, and they unfortunately, like, a lot of times, like, if Border Patrol can't save them, then it stops them. So I think there's a more progressive conversation.
I'm sure there's a more progressive way to look at it. Yeah.
No, but
I'm not here to be progressive.
Okay. These wokies just can't wrap their heads around the idea that law and order need to be followed on immigration.
You don't want any immigrants speaking other languages, or you just want...
No, I want the government to have an official language of the U.S. Our documents are written in English.
So what's the issue with there not being an official...
Because a nation of foreigners is not a nation, it's a colony. You're foreign to one another.
Well, that kind of goes against capitalist ideas, though.
Why?
That's all diverse. In a capitalist society, you want a free market with free choices.
Yeah, but the best ideas win. So the diversity is not the strength, the excellence is the strength.
Well, the diversity is the platform for the strength.
So diversity is a temporary condition to eventually get to excellence, right?
I guess temporary.
Because if you have really bad food poison food and really good food, the good food is going to win out. So it's not the diversity of food, it's the competition of it.
The diversity argument is so easily dismantled. The wokie needs to learn that it's excellence and not just differences that make a country great. For more wokie videos, click on the...
Oh, man. All right, guys. That was good. That was a good time. And We did a bunch of different things here today. Holy cow. We did 48 laws of power. We read two of the first laws of power from that book. I showed you guys some of my pens. I showed you guys some of my photography. We went through some Donald Trump live this morning, and he was funny. We went through, we had a phone call with Wayne, aka Bane, aka Beta Wayne, Pickle Rick. That was fun, guys. We got to do more phone calls. I actually liked it. You guys got to see, you got to hear Wayne's voice. You got to see me sort of debate someone live. That was fun. That was a good time. W Ruby, thank you, Ruby. Thank you so much, guys. Thanks again. I'm gonna go get my workout, and then I'm gonna get dialed in, and then come back on a little bit later. If you want to chat offline, come to the Discord. And Random says I will call in, but Random says, shoot, this is going backwards. Where is it? I will call in, but you better keep your finger on that button because I might say F-U-C-K. I know, bro. It's all good. We'll figure it out. We want to hear your voice, bro. Come on, Random. We want to hear your voice, dude. Oblige us, bro. Oblige me. Oblige us. But dude, appreciate you guys. Come to the Discord. If you can't use the link that State Line just provided in the chat, feel free to use the link on my YouTube channel homepage. If you go to links, it's there, and you could talk to us offline. And Random says he will call in this evening. Sounds good, bro. Lex, Sean, State Line, thank you. Ruby, thank you. Love you guys. Min, thank you. Kaylin, everybody. Nate, Slim, dude, love you guys. Eric, hell yeah. Connor, dude. John, everybody, dude. Thank you guys. Boo Boo, hell yeah. Hell yeah. Sam, and dude, you got anybody, Jonah, anybody that disagrees, even whatever, guys. Love you guys. It's fun. Let's talk about stuff. We're alive at the same time. See you guys a little bit later today.